Chapter 1. The Class Awakening Ceremony begins. 1. The Class Awakening Ceremony begins. Shangxia Empire, Jiangning Province, Shihai City. Shihai City's number 1 high school. At the sports field, there are several class users setting up a formation. Third-year students of Shihai City's number 1 high school will undergo class awakening today. More than 100 third-year students, sitting still and upright, are listening to Principal Lu Yun's speech. Dear students, after 3 years of studying, you have learned and mastered the theoretical knowledge regarding class users. Today is the day you awaken your class, as well as the day that will determine your future. I will spare you the pleasantries and empty words. I hope you can reach Su Qingxing's level and become pillars of humanity. Su Qingxing, a former student of No. 1 High School, awakened the class Holy Mage. At present, he is a level 80 big shot. Lu Yun often talks about him to inspire the students. Lin Moyu looked at the not yet complete class awakening formation on the sports field, a smidge of graveness and anticipation in his eyes. Having walked this earth for years, Lin Moyu knows what kind of world this is. This world is a combination of reality and game, where students awaken a class during their 3rd year of high school. Where Express 1 can be obtained by clearing dungeons, exploring secret realms, joining battlefields, or killing mobs in the wild. To raise levels, upgrade skills, and enhance strength. And fight monsters and create living space for humanity. Countless brave men and women shed blood, sweat, and tears and sacrificed their lives to achieve the current status quo. At present, class awakening has a success rate of 100%. Only the question of the quality of classes remains. The most popular classes are naturally combat classes, followed by support classes and then livelihood classes. But this is just a rough classification. Although combat classes are popular, it doesn't mean that support and livelihood classes are necessarily inferior. Powerful support classes are also coveted. Whether it's clearing dungeons, raiding secret realms, or joining frontline battlefields, support classes are indispensable. At times, a support class can be far more important than a combat class. The same applies to livelihood classes. Class users with incredible livelihood classes are also formidable. According to Lin Moyu's understanding, whether a class is amazing or not isn't directly correlated with its classification. There are garbage combat classes and incredible support classes. As a beam of light rose into the sky, the class awakening formation was finally completed. Lu Yun waved his hand and said, "Follow me." He took the more than 100 students to the sports field. As he followed the crowd, Lin Moyu wondered what class he will awaken. There's no way to tell what class one will awaken. Some mediocre individuals will awaken powerful combat classes. Conversely, some outstanding individuals will awaken livelihood classes. Although he and Xia Shui are known as the 2 most outstanding geniuses of their school. However, prior to entering the formation, it is unknown whether the class they will awaken is any good. At this time, Lin Moyu felt a pat on the shoulder. Gao Yong walked over and asked, a smile on his face, "What class would you like to awaken?" Lin Moyu looked at the other party and shook his head, not diving an answer. Gao Yong carried on with a smile, "You can tell me, it's all right. I, for one, want to awaken as a knight. As you can see, I have the makings of a knight. By then, I will be able to protect girls." His physique is indeed quite suitable for the knight class. However, it is not easy to awaken a combat class. As far as Lin Moyu can tell, there's only a 10% chance that one will awaken a combat class. As such, of the more than 100 students, no more than 15 individuals will be able to awaken a combat class. While Gao Yong prattled on, Lin Moyu only listened quietly, a faint smile on his face. Lin Moyu is a quiet and reserved person. Although his grades are good, but he doesn't have many friends. Many think that there's something wrong with him. After he was done speaking, Gao Yong went to talk to someone else. Someone pulled Gao Yong by the arm. "What are you doing talking to the mute? He won't answer you anyway." "That's right. He just has better grades. It's nothing impressive. Who knows what class he will awaken? Maybe it will be a livelihood class." Lin Moyu isn't too popular among his peers. In fact, many think that he is cold and arrogant. That he is looking down on others because of his good grades. Gao Yong smiled and said, "Actually, Moyu just doesn't like talking." It's a pity, but no one believed this. Lin Moyu didn't explain himself. There's no need for it. When the crowd reached the formation, Lu Yun walked up to an old man and said respectfully, "I'm sorry to have troubled you, Master Zhang." Master Zhang shook his head, it's fine. Master Zhang didn't hide his information. Zhang Qian, level 52, Formation Great Master. Lin Moyu was startled. Formation Great Master, level 52 to boot. Formation Great Master is a superior class, a superior support class, in fact, and it is rare. Formation Great Masters are very popular on the battlefield. Once they set up a formation, anyone who enters the area will die. After exchanging a few pleasantries, Lu Yun and Zhang Qian walked back to the formation. Lu Yun took out a list and looked at the students whose name I call out are to enter the class awakening formation. You have been taught everything you need. Don't be nervous and just relax. Shu Da, go up. Shu Da responded and walked into the class awakening formation, feeling nervous. The formation started with a rumble. Along with a burst of brilliant light, Shu Da's class awakening concluded. Livelihood class, farmer. Shu Da's face turned slightly pale. Who would have thought he would become a farmer? Shu Da has become a farmer. Farmer is still okay. If it is upgraded to Great Farmer or even Holy Farmer, it will be a pretty good class. Among livelihood classes, farmer isn't half bad. 1. Express, short for experience. Chapter 2. Class Awakening Vision, I won't lose to you. 2. Class Awakening Vision, I won't lose to you. After Shu Da exited the formation, his friends comforted him. Zhang Li, when he heard his name, Zhang Li trotted into the formation. The same brilliant light shone. Livelihood class, chef. Zhang Li was quite satisfied with his class, my dad is a chef. Who would have thought I would become a chef, as well? I'm basically following my father's footsteps. Heng Wen, Niu Da, one after another, students awakened their classes, with most being livelihood classes. There were occasionally support classes. As for combat classes, they were even fewer. As more and more students awakened their classes, Lu Yun's countenance became unsightly. Zhang Qian stood next to Lu Yun. As the one who set up the class awakening formation, he was quite clear about its situation. This year's students are average. Upon hearing Zhang Qian's words, Lu Yun sighed, indeed. There hasn't been a single superior class until now. Zhang Qian sneered, superior class. It's been years since a superior class has emerged from your school. If an advanced combat class emerged, that would already be good enough. Lu Yun smiled, yes. In the whole Shihai city, only 1 or 2 superior classes will emerge every year. I was expecting too much. Sha Shui. Lu Yun called another name. Sha Shui responded. Before heading out, Sha Shui glanced at Lin Moyu, a shade of provocation in her eyes. She and Lin Moyu are known as the 2 most outstanding geniuses of their school. However, in terms of grades, Lin Moyu has always been ahead of Sha Shui, relegating her to 2nd place. All this time, Sha Shui has been nursing a grudge in her heart, refusing to give up and admit defeat. Lin Moyu turned a blind eye to Sha Shui's provocation, as if he hadn't seen anything, and continued to maintain a calm appearance. Humph, I will show you who the true genius is. As if a proud swan, Sha Shui walked into the class awakening formation with confident stride. Zhang Qian, who had his eyes closed until now, suddenly opened his eyes and gazed at Sha Shui, this girl isn't bad. Lu Yun was stunned, why do you say that, Master Zhang? Her spirit force is more than twice as high as that of an ordinary person. She may be able to awaken a mage class. Mage. Lu Yun suddenly became spirited. Mage is an advanced combat class. There hasn't been an advanced combat class so far this year. And if it's some special mage class, then it may even be a superior class. The formation started, and brilliant light shone. Within the light, 2 huge fireballs suddenly rose, then explode like fireworks. Lu Yun trembled in agitation, a vision. It's a superior class. Visions represent superior classes. Superior combat class, elemental mage. At this time, Lu Yun is extremely excited. Moments ago, he said that superior class was expecting too much. It's as if he made a wish upon a star, and the wish came true. Wow, Sha Shui is awesome. She actually awakened a superior combat class. Elemental mage. That's pretty amazing. It is said that its offensive power is rather scary when its level is raised. That's right. When it comes to a city like Shihai City, a high-level elemental mage can wipe it out with a forbidden spell. As expected of a genius. Sha Shui exited the formation, filled with excitement. Zhang Qian said especially, young girl, you're pretty good. At this moment, Lu Yun grinned from ear to ear, feeling extremely happy. Sha Shui respectfully saluted Zhang Qian. Thank you for your praise, senior. After Sha Shui returned, a group of students gathered around her, pestering her with questions. Superior combat classes are really rare. Classes are not only classified, but are also graded. Except for livelihood class, which aren't graded. Combat and support classes can be divided into 5 grades, namely elementary, intermediate, advanced, superior, and legendary. Legendary classes are almost never seen. In the entire Shengxia Empire, a legendary class may appear once in a decade. There are relatively many individuals with superior classes. Even if it's a city like Shihai City, it may produce 1 or 2 every year. The current Sha Shui and Su Qingxing, whom Lu Yun often mentions, are individuals with superior combat classes. Lin Moyu heard his name and headed toward the formation. Sha Shui looked at Lin Moyu, her eyes filled with a hue of challenge. Lu Yun asked, Master Zhang, what do you think of this child? Zhang Qian glanced at Lin Moyu and said, apart from being particularly calm, there's nothing special about him. Lu Yun noted, our school has 2 geniuses. Sha Shui is ranked 2nd, while he is ranked 1st. Zhang Qian said lightly, academic performance and class awakening are not necessarily connected. This is something you should know. Lu Yun naturally knows this. However, he is still expectant. If there were another superior class, that would be completely broken. The formation started and released brilliant light. The bright sky suddenly darkened. In the blink of an eye, dark clouds filled the sky. Cold wind blew in from all directions, causing a sharp drop in temperature. Day turned into night, as if the end of the world were nigh. What's with this wind? The sky is filled with dark clouds. On the weather forecast, it didn't say it was going to rain. The wind is so cold. Lu Yun uttered in surprise, what's going on? Zhang Qian stared at the formation and said calmly, it's a vision. Class awakening vision. Lu Yun almost cried out in surprise. Such a large class awakening vision is unprecedented. Then, he was startled. With such a large vision, it would be unreasonable not to get a superior class. However, a question remains, will it be a combat or a support class? No way, I won't lose to you. Sha Shui clenched her fists. This vision is much grander than the one she triggered. On an emotional level, she refused to admit defeat. But judging by the scope of the vision, there's no way but to accept it. Chapter 3. Skeletal Warrior from a Garbage Dump. 3 Skeletal Warrior from a Garbage Dump. Suddenly, a student shouted, look, there's something in the dark clouds. Everyone looked up. Specks of firelight rose in the dark clouds. The firelight floated in the air. In addition to the firelight, there seems to be something else. Moreover, clattering sound, which is grating to the ears, transmitted from the dark clouds. A student with sharp eyes finally saw clearly what was inside the dark clouds, then plopped with his butt on the ground, filled with fear. Skeletons, there are skeletons in the clouds. Following his words, the things in the dark clouds were fully exposed. There are tens of thousands of skeletons, and the firelight is the sole fire in their skulls. The skeletons glisten with eerie white light, looking ferocious and scary. Although they know it is just a vision, but many students still backed away, scared. One of the soul fires fell from the sky and landed on Lin Moyu. Then, the vision disappeared. Everything returned to normal in an instant. Unique hidden class, Necromancer. It's not a superior class, but a hidden class. Furthermore, it's a unique hidden class. This signifies that only one individual in the entire world can possess this class. Unless Lin Moyu dies, a second individual with this class will never appear. Hidden classes are rarer than superior classes, and even rarer than legendary classes. However, when it comes to hidden classes, it is unknown whether they will be formidable or not, but they will certainly be few and far between. Lin Moyu is the only one in the world with the Necromancer class. To actually awaken a hidden class, Lin Moyu is awesome. And it's a unique hidden class to boot. How come the mute's luck is so good? Is there something wrong with the formation? Hidden classes are not necessarily exceptional. There have been many people whose hidden classes were lacking. Right, hidden classes are merely rare, but not necessarily amazing. But the vision was terrifying. Furthermore, his class is called Necromancer. Will he have to deal with the dead from now on? He doesn't talk to begin with, which is right up the alley of the dead. After his class was awakened, Lin Moyu left the formation. The unique hidden class made him agitated. But from his facial expression, it is impossible to tell how he feels. Keeping a stiff upper lip has its advantages. Wait a moment. When he was passing by Zhang Qian, the other suddenly stopped him. Lin Moyu turned and saluted Zhang Qian. Senior, what can I do for you? He knows how to speak, but just isn't too fond of it. His manners aren't lacking, either. Zhang Qian asked, you have awakened a hidden class, one that I have never seen before. Can you show me a skill of yours? Lin Moyu didn't refuse Zhang Qian's request. Please wait a moment. Since he just awakened his class, he isn't fully familiar with it. He checked his attributes. Name, Lin Moyu. Class, Necromancer Unique. Level, 10.00%. Strength, 10. Agility, 10. Spirit, 20. Physique, 10. Equipment, none. Summon space, 0/10. Skills, Soul Blaze Level 1, Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 1. Soul Blaze Level 1 deals damage to target's soul, its power depends on your spirit force and the skill's level. Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 1 summons an Iron Skeletal Warrior, can be divided into Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Legendary, and Godly ranks. In terms of attributes, his spirit force is higher than the rest. This is a characteristic of the Necromancer class, which classifies it as a mage-type class. The skill Soul Blaze also indicates as much. The skill Summon Skeletal Warrior seems to have some relation with the Summoner class. Soul Blaze isn't suitable for display, so Lin Moyu chose to display Summon Skeletal Warrior instead. When the skill was activated, a black vortex appeared next to Lin Moyu. Then, a skeletal warrior burning with soul fire emerged from the vortex. In an instant, his spirit attribute dropped from 20 to 10. This is an Iron Skeletal Warrior, and it is composed of gray bones. There are cracks all over its body, and even the blade in its hand is worn out and full of cracks. Both the blade and the skeletal warrior look like they came from a garbage dump. The Iron Skeletal Warrior looks weak, as if it will fall apart at any time. Lin Moyu checked the attributes of the Skeletal Warrior. Iron Skeletal Warrior. Strength, 15. Agility, 15. Spirit, 15. Physique, 15. Skills, none. Its 4 attributes are balanced. It currently has no skills and thus can only use regular attacks. It is nothing special. When the Skeletal Warrior appeared, the students let out screams of surprise and took a few steps back. Humans harbor fear towards scary things. Only a few brave individuals remained in place. Gao Yang, on the contrary, surged with curiosity. Zhang Qian's fingertip emitted a beam, and a light wind blew against the Skeletal Warrior. The eyes of the Skeletal Warrior suddenly emitted red light. It looked at Zhang Qian, and its soul fire throbbed violently. The Skeletal Warrior was attacked. Should it counterattack? If no choice is made within 10 seconds, it will automatically counterattack. A notification suddenly popped up in Lin Moyu's mind. He promptly ordered the Skeletal Warrior to stay still. Zhang Qian smiled and said, quite alert, are we? Chapter 4. Are you interested in our Moyu? 4. Are you interested in our Moyu? He is a level 52 class user, with a high-level detection skill. Lin Moyu is only at level 1. His summon unexpectedly bore hostility toward the other party. Thanks to detection, Zhang Qian was able to see the attributes of the Skeletal Warrior. The attributes are ordinary. Lin Moyu is only at level 1. As such, one can't tell whether his class is powerful by judging from the attributes. When his level is higher, the Skeletal Warrior may become strong. Zhang Qian waved his hand, thank you. Work hard, and perhaps you will have some achievements in the future. Lin Moyu saluted Zhang Qian again. The Skeletal Warrior followed behind Lin Moyu, accompanied by cracking sounds and cold wind, adding to its horror. When he returned to the crowd, many students subconsciously distanced themselves from him. After all, skeletons are scary. Gao Yang walked over. Can I touch it? Lin Moyu nodded back. Gao Yang bravely touched the Skeletal Warrior. Its texture is similar to that of a steel plate, and it feels cold to the touch. The fire on the head emanates no heat. In fact, the closer one is to the fire, the colder it gets. Gao Yang asked, is this skeleton strong? Lin Moyu shook her head, should be stronger than you. Really, I'm not convinced. It looks shabby. At this moment, Lu Yun called out Gao Yang's name. Gao Yang said, I'll go awaken my class now. Let's talk later. Lin Moyu looked at the Skeletal Warrior and said in his mind, return. A vortex appeared in front of him once again, and the skeletal warrior entered the vortex and disappeared. His summon space attribute rho changed accordingly. Before it was summon space, 0/10. Now it was updated to summon space, 1/10, skeletal warrior 1. Lin Moyu carefully examined the introduction of the summon space. Summon space is a place that can hold summons. When they aren't being used, summons can be placed in the summon space, from which they can be summoned at any time. When summons are summoned from the summon space, spirit force doesn't need to be consumed. In other words, Lin Moyu can summon a skeletal warrior normally, then place it in the summon space. By then, he can summon at any time he needs it. Currently, the summon space has a capacity of 10 slots and thus can accommodate 10 skeletal warriors. If a summon is injured, it can quickly recover in the summon space. As he levels up, the capacity of the summon space will also increase. Lin Moyu recalled the scene he saw when he awakened his class. The things he saw, when he awakened his class, were completely different from what others have seen. He saw a dragon. The dragon soared in the sky and occasionally emitted painful cries. In an instant, it fell on the ground and rolled frantically. Lin Moyu saw that the dragon was covered with skeletal warriors, at least 1,000 of them. The skeletal warriors brandished their blades and hacked at the dragon. Every blow resulted in a horrific wound. No matter how the dragon struggled, it was to no avail. Apart from issuing miserable cries, there was nothing else the dragon could do. In less than a minute, the dragon collapsed along with a miserable cry. Its eyes lost their luster. This made Lin Moyu realize how powerful the skeletal warriors really are. As long as they have reached a certain amount, even a dragon can be slaughtered as if it were a pig. Lin Moyu believes he will be able to reach this level one day. The class awakening formation bursts out with resplendent light. Gao Yang awakened his class. Advanced combat class, Sword and Shield Knight. As Gao Yang had wished, he became a knight. And not as an ordinary knight, but as a Sword and Shield Knight, which is an advanced class. Although both are knight classes, but there is a fundamental difference between the two. Otherwise, there would be no need for the word, advanced. Gao Yang ran back excitedly, how's that? I said I would become a knight. Lin Moyu revealed a rare for him smile and gave Gao Yang a thumbs up. Gao Yang laughed and patted Lin Moyu on the shoulder, in the future, let's raid dungeons together. I will block in front of you. How does it go? Let me think. He patted his head and said, if one wants to kill me, they'll have to step over your dead body. Lin Moyu was speechless. Unable to stand the other party, he finally opened his mouth, it should be the other way around. Gao Yang said in surprise, you finally talked. I said it the wrong way on purpose. Didn't you notice? Notice my ass. That goofball. Lin Moyu looked at Gao Yang askance. The class awakening finally concluded. Lu Yun took the students to a large classroom. 106 students of Shihai City's No. 1 high school awakened their class, with Lin Moyu being the only one to awaken a hidden class. 12 awakened combat classes, 18 awakened support classes, and the rest awakened livelihood classes. This ratio is already pretty good. Lu Yun was rather satisfied. Dear students, the class awakening has concluded. No matter what class you have awakened, you must strive to raise your level and upgrade the proficiency of your skills. Starting tomorrow, Shihai City's Novice Dungeon will be open to students. Every student can enter the Novice Dungeon to gain combat experience and increase their level. Students with livelihood classes needn't worry. The school has arranged a livelihood skill chamber for you, where teachers will teach you how to master various livelihood skills. I hope that during the great examination 1 week from now, you can get a good score and enter your desired academy. The students possess extensive knowledge regarding the Novice Dungeon. In the Novice Dungeon, the monsters range from level 1 to level 8, and they aren't many in number. The difficulty is quite low. Compared to the wilderness outside Shihai City, the Novice Dungeon is much safer. Of course, the students can go to the wilderness from the get-go, without going to the Novice Dungeon before. But they will be responsible for their own safety. After the students were dismissed, Sha Shui stopped Lin Moyu. Gao Yang chuckled and said, Miss Sha, why, are you interested in our Moyu? Sha Shui furrowed her eyebrows and said, get lost. Yes, ma'am. Gao Yang left at once. Chapter 5. Godly Talent, Godly Passive Skill, Unkillable like a Cockroach. 5 Godly Talent, Godly Passive Skill, Unkillable like a Cockroach. Xia Shui is about 1.7 meters tall and has a graceful figure, a small face, and delicate facial features. She is regarded as the prettiest girl in the school by many. But Lin Moyu is taller than her, his height measuring 1.85 meters, so Xia Shui has to look up at him. Lin Moyu, I want to compete with you. Lin Moyu looked at her, and a figurative question mark popped up on his face. Xia Shui knows that Lin Moyu isn't fond of talking and thus went straight to the point. Let's see who gets a better score at the grade examination. Oh, Lin Moyu let out a sound, then walked past Xia Shui. Xia Shui stomped her feet, then that's settled. I won't keep losing to you. Xia Shui originally thought that, with her superior class, she would be able to easily crush Lin Moyu today. But then Lin Moyu awakened a hidden class. Whether the Necromancer class is weak or strong, one thing is clear, she lost once again. But Xia Shui won't give up. Lin Moyu returned home. His home is empty. Lin Moyu prepared something to eat for himself. The furnishings in his place are very simple, with hardly any furniture. Among the furnishings, there is a conspicuous photo. In the photo, there is Lin Moyu, a beautiful young woman, and an elderly woman with gray hair. Lin Moyu in the photo is bathed in sunlight, a light smile on his face. The Lin Moyu in the photo is completely different from his current self. The young woman and the elderly woman in the photo are also smiling. The photo was taken 3 years ago. He transmigrated and inherited the memories and emotions of the original Lin Moyu, including a very deep affection for the other 2 people in the photo. In his previous life on Earth, he was an orphan. He had no relatives nor friends. But in this life, he has relatives who care for him. He cherishes them very much. Unfortunately, the good times didn't last long. 2 years ago, his grandmother passed away due to illness. A year ago, his sister went to the Shajing Academy. Now Lin Moyu is the only one left at home. Consequently, he became increasingly more reticent. I'm also going to the Shajing Academy. Lin Moyu spoke firmly in his heart. The reason why he is set on going to the Shajing Academy is because his sister Lin Mohan is there. However, it is extremely difficult to enter the Shajing Academy. Last year, in the entire Shihai city, only Lin Mohan was admitted. At this time, there was a knock at the door. Principal Lu. Lu Yun stood at the door with a bag in his hand. Moyu, here you go. There are some supplies here. I'll be back in a few days and bring you fresh supplies again. Lin Moyu took the supplies, thank you. Lu Yun nodded, you're going to enter the dungeon tomorrow. Have a good rest tonight. Over the past year, Lu Yun has been delivering supplies to Lin Moyu every few days. This is something he promised to Lin Mohan. Last year, Lin Mohan, as the top scorer of Shihai City, was admitted to Shajing Academy. Back then, Lin Mohan didn't want to go. She wanted to stay and take care of Lin Moyu, her younger brother. After all, if she went to the Shajing Academy, she wouldn't be able to return for at least 3 years. In order to put Lin Mohan's mind at ease, Lu Yun pledged to take good care of Lin Moyu. Only then did Lin Mohan agree to go to Shajing Academy. For a city like Shihai City, it is a great honor to have a student admitted into the Shajing Academy. This is especially true for No. 1 High School and Lu Yun. Just like he promised, Lu Yun has been taking care of Lin Moyu throughout this year. At night, Lin Moyu studied his skills. His spirit force has already been restored, so he can summon another skeletal warrior at any time. In his left palm, he held a bright red gemstone. This is the only thing he brought with him when he transmigrated. As he raised his hand, ready to summon another skeletal warrior, a voice suddenly rang in his head. Detected that the host awakened the Necromancer class. The class meets the requirements. Binding the strongest talent system. Beginning the extraction of the world's origin and optimization of skills. Skill optimization completed. Congratulations. The host awakened the unique godly talent, comprehensive amplification level 1. Congratulations. The host obtained the passive skill, damage transfer. Lin Moyu's mind jolted, and he checked his attributes at once. Name, Lin Moyu. Class, Necromancer unique. Level, 0.00%. Strength, 10. Agility, 10. Spirit, 20. Equipment, none. Summon space, 1/10. Skeletal warrior 1. Talent, comprehensive amplification level 1, unique. Passive skills, damage transfer. Combat skills, soul blaze level 1, summon skeletal warrior level 1. Comprehensive amplification, level 1, strengthens the effects of all skills by 10 times. Damage transfer. All damage taken by the host will be borne by the summons. Soul Blaze level 1 deals damage to target's soul. Its power depends on your spirit force and the skill's level. Summon Skeletal Warrior level 1 summons an Iron Skeletal Warrior. His basic attributes haven't changed. Only one talent and one passive skill have been added. However, both of them can be considered incredible. Despite being at level 1, the unique godly talent enhances the effect of all skills by 10 times. How powerful this talent is, Lin Moyu can't accurately describe it in words. Even though he is always calm and collected. But at this time, there is a hint of shock on his face. The effect of the passive skill is also amazing, fully deserving its classification as a godly skill. It transfers all damage to the summons. In other words, so long as his summons haven't been completely wiped out, he won't die. In order to kill him, one must first kill all his summons. It goes without saying, but this passive skill is extremely formidable. If he had thousands of summons, Lin Moyu would be unkillable. This passive skill is unheard of. After a long time, Lin Moyu finally snapped out of his shock. He found that the red gemstone that was lying in his left hand disappeared. So it was your doing. Lin Moyu activated his skill and summoned an Iron Skeletal Warrior. A vortex appeared in front of me. Accompanied by hair-raising sounds, an Iron Skeletal Warrior emerged from the vortex. Chapter 6. Going Solo vs Going in a Party. 6. Going Solo vs Going in a Party. At first glance, there is no difference between the Iron Skeletal Warrior in front of him and the Iron Skeletal Warrior he summoned in the afternoon. The appearance remains the same, looking as if it came out of a garbage dump. But as the saying goes, one shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Iron Skeletal Warrior. Strength, 150. Agility, 150. Spirit, 150. Physique, 150. Skills, none. Despite having the same appearance, the stats are as different as day and night. All stats have increased by 10 times. Strength, agility, and spirit aside, increasing physique by 10 times is equivalent to increasing health and defense of the skeletal warrior by 10 times. With the addition of the skill damage transfer, it will be difficult to kill Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu released the skeletal warrior placed in the summon space and found that its stats have also increased by 10 times. The effect of comprehensive amplification was also applied to the skeletal warrior in the summon space. Lin Moyu spent the remaining spirit force and summoned another Iron Skeletal Warrior. Next, he began to meditate. Meditation is the best way to restore spirit force, and it can replace sleep. Many students can do it. The following morning, Lin Moyu woke up on time. His spirit force has been fully restored. 3 Iron Skeletal Warriors stood loyally in front of him as if guards, motionless. As the soul fire in their skulls pulsated, cold currents filled the place. The surrounding temperature dropped by several degrees. It's pretty convenient in the summer, no need to worry about hot weather. Lin Moyu mused, and the corners of his mouth rose slightly. He used Summon Skeletal Warrior again and summoned the 4th Skeletal Warrior. Subsequently, all 4 Skeletal Warriors were placed in the summon space. Keeping 10 points of spirit force and taking 4 Iron Skeletal Warriors, whose stats have increased by 10 times, Lin Moyu believes this is sufficient to raid the dungeon. 150 points of strength, this puts the Iron Skeletal Warriors on equal footing with level 7 or level 8 combatants. At the school's gate, there is a bus waiting. It will take the students to the dungeon. When they arrived at the dungeon, the place was already crowded. In addition to students of the No. 1 high school, students from other high schools of Shihai City who have awakened their class can also come to the novice dungeon. In Shihai City, there are a total of 6 high schools. More than 800 students have awakened their class yesterday. Most of them became livelihood class users. As such, less than 200 people, not even 1/3 of the total, could come. The students stood aside, while their teachers went to handle the entry procedures for the dungeon. Old Liu, you hit the jackpot this time. Not only a combat superior class, but also a unique hidden class, you really hit it big. Your school's performance was incredible in the past 2 years. Last year, Lin Mohan entered Shajing Academy. This year, are you planning to knock on the gate of the Shajing Academy once more? Several principals gathered together and chatted feverishly. At this moment, Lu Yun's face flushed. Sha Shui and Lin Moyu are indeed outstanding. If there is a chance, I really hope they can be admitted to the Shajing Academy. Sha Shui, is it the eldest young lady from the Sha family? And then there's Lin Moyu. Why is this name so similar to Lin Mohan's? Lu Yun replied, Sha Shui is indeed the eldest young lady of the Sha family. As for Lin Moyu, he is Lin Mohan's younger brother. It's not surprising. After all, the Sha family has a good lineage. As for Lin Moyu, this pair of siblings is really impressive. Gao Yang poked Lin Moyu, do you want to form a party with me? Faced with Gao Yang's invitation, Lin Moyu shook his head. Gao Yang feigned anger, you punk, are you looking down on me? I invited you out of the goodness of my heart. If you don't give me a reasonable explanation, I won't take this lying down. He appears to be angry. In fact, the smile in his eyes already betrayed him. Lin Moyu ignored him. Sure enough, in the next moment, the look on Gao Yang's face changed. Boss, why don't you want to party up with me? Lin Moyu responded faintly, going solo is faster than going in a party. Gao Yang asked strangely, how do you know that? Read more. In a rare fashion, Lin Moyu replied once again. Gao Yang stroked his head, obviously not quite convinced. At this moment, Sha Shui suddenly chimed in, Lin Moyu is correct. If two people form a party, although killing monsters will become faster, but the express will have to be equally shared between the two. With a party of two, the speed of killing monsters can rise by 50% to 60% at most. However, the time it takes to find monsters is fixed, lowering the overall efficiency. Based on the experience summarized by our predecessors, dungeons below level 10 are suitable for going solo, while dungeons above level 10 are suitable for going in a party. Sha Shui explained things clearly. Gao Yang isn't stupid. After contemplating for a moment, he understood it. At this moment, Lu Yun walked over. Except for Sha Shui and Lin Moyu, all other combat class users are to form a party with several support class users before going into the dungeon. Don't even think about going solo. You will later learn that supports are necessary when going into high difficulty dungeons. Don't think that you can walk around without supports and then find supports when needed. To put it bluntly, rather than looking for supports that you don't know, it's better to be with your schoolmates. At least there will be a sense of camaraderie between you and your schoolmates. And when you encounter danger, you won't be every man for himself. Lu Yun explained succinctly. When they heard this, the students, who were eager to go solo, simmered down. If combat class users don't bring supports, the leveling speed of supports class users will be very slow. Someone asked, why don't Sha Shui and Lin Moyu need supports? Lu Yun cleared his throat and said, they are different. Sha Shui wants to enter the Shajing Academy and thus needs to level up quickly. And besides, Sha Shui won't be staying in the novice dungeon for too long. She will leave in at most 2 days. As for Lin Moyu, I don't understand his class and don't know how strong he is. Supports, you can ask him if he is willing to party up with you. Chapter 7. Let's compete and see who can level up faster. 7. Let's compete and see who can level up faster. Supports shook their heads one after another. Most people who awaken healer support classes are women. These young women are terrified of the skeletal warriors at Lin Moyu's side, so there's no way they would party up with him. Lin Moyu said faintly, Teacher Lu, I also want to be admitted into the Shajing Academy. The meaning behind his words is very clear. I don't want to form a party, I want to go solo. Lu Yun was astonished. Do you know how difficult it is to be admitted into the Shajing Academy? Lin Moyu nodded. I have confidence in myself. Lu Yun realized that Lin Moyu's mind was made up. I hope you will succeed. The first requirement for being admitted into the Shajing Academy is level. The minimum requirement is level 12. To have some measure of assurance, one must have reached level 15. When Lin Mohan was admitted into the Shajing Academy last year, she was level 16. To reach level 12 in just 1 week, it's no easy endeavor. As for level 15, that is even more difficult. In the novice dungeon, the highest level monsters are level 8. It is impossible to reach level 12 in this dungeon. The wilderness's danger level is much higher than that of the novice dungeon. If novice class users like them rashly go into the wilderness, it will be no different from them throwing away their lives. In addition to level, there are also some other conditions. The specific information will only be made known during the Great Examination. Following Lu Yun's instructions, several combat class users chose supports. Parties of 2 or 3 people appeared. Gao Yang chose a prophet support. A prophet can give status buffs and provide medical treatment, making them a pretty good healer. After completing the procedures, the school distributed equipment to the students. Combatants were assigned equipment according to their classes. I look cool. Gao Yang got an iron sword and a shield and assumed a self-important expression. Lin Moyu got a stave. Stave, Spirit Force +1. These are grade-less equipment that provide almost no little bonus. They are of little use. Xia Shui brought her own equipment. Her equipment is a book. Lin Moyu can sense a strong energy from the book. Therefore, it should be a good piece of equipment. Before entering the dungeon, Xia Shui said to Lin Moyu, "Let's compete and see who can level up faster." Lin Moyu was non-committal, neither agreeing nor refusing. Xia Shui snorted and lifted her head, revealing her fair, slender neck. "I'll take your silence as agreement." She turned and entered the dungeon. The corners of Lin Moyu's mouth stirred, and he mused, such intense competitive nature. Thereupon, he also entered the dungeon. The novice dungeon is a vast grassland filled with verdant grass, which reaches over half a meter in height. There are many smaller monsters are hidden in the grass, making it hard to detect them. The density of monsters here is not high. As a result, it is quite safe. But at the same time, this leads to an issue, where finding monsters takes longer than killing them. The purpose of novice dungeons is to allow novices to acclimate and adapt to combat. Lin Moyu released 4 skeletal warriors. Go hunt monsters. With a prompt from Lin Moyu, the 4 skeletal warriors dashed away in 4 directions. Click, click, click. As they ran, an eerie air diffused from them. So fast. Thanks to the 150 points of agility, the running speed of the skeletal warriors was very fast. In the blink of an eye, they have covered a distance of dozens of meters. At this moment, a skeletal warrior waved its shabby sword. Killed Long Ears Rabbit, EXP +10. The skeletal warrior killed a level 1 Long Ears Rabbit in an instant. Lin Moyu looked at his express. His express increased by 1%. Level 1 monsters can raise his express by 1%. Therefore, by killing 100 such monsters, he will be able to level up. Killed Long Ears Rabbit, EXP +10. Killed Long Ears Rabbit, EXP +10. Prompts sounded one after another as the 4 skeletal warriors hunted Long Ears rabbits. In just a few minutes, Lin Moyu's express increased by 10%. This is really efficient. Lin Moyu originally planned to stay in the novice dungeon for 2 days, to raise his level to level 8 and then leave. Now it seems that 2 days may be too long. Lin Moyu activated his skill and summoned another iron skeletal warrior. The new skeletal warrior joined the hunt of monsters. Lin Moyu sat down and began to meditate. Half an hour later, Lin Moyu had his first level up. Name: Lin Moyu. Class: Necromancer Unique. Level: 2 1.00%. Strength: 20. Agility: 20. Spirit: 40. Physique: 20. Equipment: none. Summon space: 5/20. Skeletal warriors 5. Talent: Comprehensive Amplification Level 1, Unique. Passive skills: Damage Transfer. Active skills: Soul Blaze Level 2, Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 2. Comprehensive Amplification Level 1 strengthens the effects of all skills by 10 times. Damage Transfer: All damage taken by the host will be borne by the summons. Soul Blaze Level 2 deals damage to target's soul. Its power depends on host spirit force and the skill's level. Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 2 summons an iron skeletal warrior. His attributes rose along with his level. The capacity of the summon space expanded from 10 to 20 summons. The level of skills increased accordingly. I wonder how the attributes of level 2 skeletal warriors differ. Based on the knowledge Lin Moyu obtained, as the skill's level rises, the attributes of the summons should increase accordingly. Due to the level up, Lin Moyu's spirit force was completely restored. Lin Moyu activated his skill and summoned another iron skeletal warrior. Lin Moyu discovered a difference. A level 2 skill have a higher consumption of spirit force than a level 1 skill. The cost of summoning a skeletal warrior increased from 10 to 15 points. Although the level 2 skeletal warrior is still at the iron rank, but its gloss is clearly a bit more prominent. Its bones became much less gray. At the same time, there were fewer cracks on its bones. Iron skeletal warrior. Strength: 250. Agility: 250. Spirit: 250. Physique: 250. Skills: none. Chapter 8. Spirit attack that ignores defense. 8 Spirit attack that ignores defense. When compared to level 1 skeletal warriors, the attributes of the level 2 skeletal warrior have increased by 100 points, rising from 150 to 250 points. Lin Moyu is aware that the actual increase is not so exaggerated. This is mainly thanks to his talent being too overpowered. If it were not for his talent, the attributes of the level 2 skeletal warrior would be at 25 points, which constitutes an increase of 10 points from level 1 skeletal warriors. For the 4 attributes, a rise of 40 points in total is considered normal. It is neither lacking nor outstanding. The crux lies in his talent, the unique godly talent. This talent is a perfect match for the Necromancer class. Lin Moyu continued to use his skill and summon skeletal warriors, increasing the number of skeletal warriors to 7. As if expert goons, the 7 skeletal warriors scattered in the novice dungeon and continuously killed monsters. Whether level 1, level 2, or even level 3 monsters, faced with the shabby swords of the skeletal warriors, they were all killed in an instant. Their attributes are amazing. Even without any skills, the skeletal warriors have extremely high combat power. With 250 points of strength, they should be comparable to level 10 warriors. With their level 10 combat power, the novice dungeon is a walk in the park for the level 2 skeletal warriors. The most crucial thing is that there are 7 skeletal warriors. No, 7 is just the starting point. Lin Moyu will continue to summon skeletal warriors after his spirit is restored. Killed level 2 Grey Cat, EXP plus 20. Killed level 3 Brown Dog, EXP plus 30. Killed level 4 Blue Eyes Rat King, EXP plus 40. Killed in an instant. Along the way, monsters were killed in an instant, one after another. Faced with level 10 combat power, the level 3 and level 4 monsters died without suspense, without suffering pain. By following the tracks of the skeletal warriors, Lin Moyu slowly advanced forward. As the skeletal warriors ran further and further, a map gradually formed in Lin Moyu's mind. This is a map of the dungeon. Oh, there's still such a function. The places where the skeletal warrior pass automatically form a map. In addition to killing monsters, the skeletal warriors have also become fully automated map rendering devices. In just 1 hour, the EXP was almost full once again, placing Lin Moyu on the verge of another level up. He even gave up meditation. With such a fast leveling speed, there's no need for meditation. He can just wait for his spirit force to be fully restored when he levels up. The skeletal warriors ruthlessly cut down any monster they detected. At this moment, Lin Moyu saw a monster that hasn't been killed by the skeletal warriors. A level 2 Grey Cat. It was lying in the grass. The skeletal warriors missed it. What a lucky guy. Lin Moyu willed, and a green flame appeared on his palm. Skill: Soul Blaze. At the moment, this is his only offensive skill. In the blink of an eye, the green flame appeared on the level 2 Grey Cat. The level 2 Grey Cat unleashed a miserable cry, twitched twice, and collapsed on the ground, dead. Faced with an offensive skill that was amplified by 10 times, the Grey Cat stood no chance and was killed in an instant. Killed level 2 Grey Cat, EXP plus 20. The Grey Cat is dead. But on the surface, there are no traces of it being burned. Just like the skill's description stated, Soul Blaze targets the soul. This skill is a spirit-type offensive skill. He was shocked once again. Spirit-type attacks have a special feature, that is, they ignore defense. No matter how strong one's physical defenses or how high one's elemental defense is, they won't be able to resist spirit-type attacks. This hidden class is indeed awesome. Its 2 skills are both formidable. Even without the talent boost, Necromancer is still no weaker than any other legendary class. Lin Moyu made this judgment, which may not be comprehensive or objective, but he believes it to be accurate. A beam of light rose from his body. He leveled up. His attributes have increased by 10 points once again, while Spirit Force has increased by 20 points. The skill Summon Skeletal Warrior has also been upgraded to level 3. The 4 attributes of the Skeletal Warriors have increased by 10 points once again. After the 10 times amplification, they have increased by 100 points. The 4 attributes have reached a whopping 350 points. Lin Moyu proceeded to use the skill Summon Skeletal Warrior and summon 3 Skeletal Warriors in a row, bringing the number of Skeletal Warrior in the dungeon to 10. The 10 Skeletal Warriors swept through the dungeon. Killed level 4 Blue Eyes Rat King, EXP plus 40. Killed level 5 Green Wolf, EXP plus 50. When faced with the skeletal warriors, level 5 monsters were killed in an instant. Lin Moyu doesn't have to do anything else but wait for express to accumulate. At this speed, it will take at most 2 hours before the next level up. For other people, to reach level 3 on the first day, that would already be pretty good. But it will only get more difficult in the future. Lu Yun's instructions were for them to reach level 8 in a week. At level 8, one can enter an academy. However, in order to be able to enter the top 50 prestigious academies in the Empire, one needs to be at level 9 or even level 10. Outside the dungeon, the principals of several schools started chatting and making comparisons. Gathering around a table, they drank tea and wagged their tongues. I wonder what level the kids of this year will reach on the first day. Anyone remembers what was the highest record in the past? I remember it to be level 5. Su Qingxing and last year's Lin Mohan both reached level 5. Just like Su Qingxing and Lin Mohan, this year's Xia Shui is also a superior class user. She should be able to match their achievements. From their leveling speed on the first day, we can basically determine their leveling speed in the next few days. If Xia Shui doesn't reach level 5 on the first day, it will be difficult for her to enter the Xiaojing Academy. As Lu Yun listened to the discussions, he thought to himself, I wonder what level Lin Moyu will reach. As a hidden class user, his achievements shouldn't be bad. After reaching level 5, leveling speed will significantly slow down. The first day mentioned here is in fact composed of 12 hours. Whenever an individual enters the dungeon, a countdown will start. After 12 hours, they will be automatically ejected from the dungeon. As such, after 12 hours, they will be able to see what level the students have reached. Suddenly, a tremendous aura rushed over. Chapter 9. Leveling speed increases. 9 leveling speed increases. Lu Yun beckoned the visitor and said, Patriarch Xia, come and have a seat. This is Xia Dongyang, the patriarch of Shihai City's Xia family and Xia Shui's father. There are vacant seats at the table. Xia Dongyang took a seat without hesitation. Hello, principals. He greeted the group after sitting down. Xia Dongyang has a steadfast and imposing appearance. Lu Yun poured a cup of tea for Xia Dongyang and asked, Patriarch Xia, are you here to see Xia Shui? Xia Dongyang smiled, Principal Yun, thank you for taking care of Shui these past few years. Lu Yun waved his hand, I haven't done anything. Xia Shui is very bright. In the class awakening, she did very good, as well. Xia Dongyang said, yes, I heard from my family. I only returned to Shihai City today. It's a shame, but I couldn't come in time for Shui's class awakening. Lu Yun is aware that Xia Dongyang is very busy and doesn't spend much time at home. We were just discussing Xia Shui, wondering if she can reach level 5 by the time the 12 hours are up. She wants to enter the Xiaojing Academy. This is no easy feat. Xia Dongyang said, it shouldn't be a problem. Even if she fails by a hair's breadth, that won't be a problem. I can always ask someone to take care of things. Lu Yun shook his head, I suggest that you don't do that. I know Xia Shui's personality. If you were to do that, she would hate you. Xia Dongyang sighed. This is something he knows as well. Xia Dongyang changed topics. I heard that yesterday during the class awakening, your school produced a hidden class. Congratulations. I wonder what class it is. Lu Yun's face lit up. The class is called Necromancer. This is a class that has never been seen before. It can summon skeletons. However, it remains to be seen if it is amazing or not. Not all hidden classes are amazing. In fact, trash hidden classes have appeared before. Can summon skeletons? That sounds a bit eerie and sinister. And the name Necromancer doesn't have a pleasant ring to it, either. To deal with the dead, this will inevitably make your imaginative wander. Lu Yun saw through Xia Dongyang's thoughts, don't worry. Although Moyu doesn't talk much, but he is a good child. His sister got into the Xiaojing Academy last year. If Xia Shui gets into the Xiaojing Academy, perhaps you can entrust Lin Mohan to take care of her. When he heard Lu Yun's words, Xia Dongyang felt reassured. After many years of acquaintance, he knows exactly what Lu Yun is like. In the novice dungeon, Lin Moyu received a message from a skeletal warrior. Reached the limit of range. Can't continue to proceed forward. At this point, the furthest skeletal warrior was located 500 meters away from Lin Moyu. The skeletal warrior stopped moving forward. Lin Moyu is aware that the skeletal warriors can't go more than 500 meters away from him at the moment. Seeing as the other skeletal warriors have also approached this distance, Lin Moyu had no choice but to order them to return. Unable to just lay back and kick off his shoes, Lin Moyu could only choose a direction and proceed toward the depths of the dungeon. The 10 skeletal warriors formed a fan-shaped path ahead, maintaining a distance of about 100 meters from Lin Moyu at all times. Any monster that appeared along the way was killed in an instant by the skeletal warriors. In the 4th hour after entering the dungeon, Lin Moyu experienced his 3rd level up. Name: Lin Moyu. Class: Necromancer Unique. Level: 0.00%. Strength: 40. Agility: 40. Spirit: 80. Physique: 40. Equipment: none. Summon space: 10/40. Skeletal warriors 10. Talent: Comprehensive Amplification Level 1, Unique. Passive skills: Damage Transfer. Active skill: Soul Blaze Level 4, Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 4. After leveling up, Lin Moyu proceeded to summon more skeletal warriors. At this point, summoning a skeletal warrior consumes 25 points of spirit force. Within 4 hours, he leveled up all the way to level 3. As the number of skeletal warriors increased, his leveling speed didn't decrease, but rather showed a trend of acceleration. Lin Moyu led his skeleton army into the second half of the novice dungeon. Many level 5 and level 6 monsters began to appear. However, in front of the skeletal warriors, whose strength attribute has reached 450 points, they couldn't withstand a single blade strike. Killed level 5 Green Wolf, EXP plus 50. Killed level 6 Black Panther, EXP plus 60. To Lin Moyu, killing level 6 monsters was no different from killing level 1 monsters. As such, the higher the level and the higher the density of monster, the better. 3 more skeletal warriors were summoned, and a total of 13 skeletal warriors ravaged the novice dungeon. The express rose rapidly. As the number of skeletal warriors increased, the leveling speed increased instead of decreasing. At this rate, I can level up in less than an hour. Will I be able to reach level 8 in the first 12 hours of the novice dungeon? That's twice as fast as I expected. After reaching level 8, I can go to the outskirts of Shihai City, where there are monsters of higher levels. Lin Moyu has already mapped out his leveling route in his mind. In order to go to the outskirts of Shihai City, he will need to receive approval from the school, otherwise the city guards won't let him out. Level 8 is the minimum standard. Killed level 7 Brown Bear, EXP plus 70. As Lin Moyu continued to go deeper, level 7 monsters began to appear, which were also killed in an instant. The novice dungeon was established for novices. In the novice dungeon, the monsters posse's low strength, and the overall environment is simple, making it much safer than the wilderness. Even though he was sweeping the monsters with ease, Lin Moyu still didn't lower his guard. Lin Mohan once returned from the outskirts of Shihai City while stained with blood and injured. At that time, in a very serious manner, she told Lin Moyu to do his utmost even when dealing with a weak opponent. She told him not to lower his guard under any circumstances. Lin Moyu etched this sentence into his heart. Now he is following it in earnest. Chapter 10. No one can level up faster than me. 10. No one can level up faster than me. Level 499.00%. Lin Moyu looked at his data. He is about to level up again. The 13 skeletal warriors unleashed a massacre in the surroundings, and his express increased steadily. This time's level up is faster than the previous one, only taking about 50 minutes. The number of skeletal warriors has increased and the concentration of monsters has risen, so the hunting speed hasn't changed. This is the reason why the leveling speed hasn't decreased, but instead has increased. Lin Moyu analyzed his current situation. At present, he has reached the depths of the novice dungeon, which are filled with level 6 and level 7 monsters. Only the highest level monsters of the novice dungeon, level 8 monsters, have yet to appear. In here, the density of monsters has increased, which leads to a faster rate of gaining express. As if expert goons, the skeletal warriors harvested the lives of monsters with a single blade strike. The only regrettable thing is that monsters in the novice dungeon won't drop anything. After all, this is a novice dungeon, a place specifically designed for novice class users to adapt to actual combat. It is very different from the wilderness. In the novice dungeon, monsters are weakened as a whole. Only level 8 monster aren't weakened, maintaining combat power comparable to that of monsters in the wilderness. When one reaches level 8 and faces level 8 monsters, they should already possess considerable combat experience. After reaching level 8, they will leave the novice dungeon. As such, level 8 monsters are a perfect link, allowing novice class users to experience the combat power of monsters living in the wilderness in advance. In this way, when one really goes to the wilderness to fight monsters, they won't panic. As the level up beam of light appeared once more, Lin Moyu finally reached level 5. His attributes and skills were both upgraded. At the same, the combat power of the skeletal warriors has also increased, all attributes rising by 100 points again. Killed level 7 brown bear, EXP plus 70. Killed level 7 brown bear, EXP plus 70. The skeletal warriors didn't stop their operation due to Lin Moyu having leveled up, but tirelessly searched for monsters and killed them in one blade strike. From the moment Lin Moyu entered the dungeon, the skeletal warriors never stopped. Oh, the leveling slowed down. Lin Moyu found that after reaching level 5, his leveling speed has decreased greatly. At level 4, killing a level 7 brown bear would provide approximately 0.2% of express. As such, killing 500 brown bears would be enough to level up. But after reaching level 5, killing a level 7 brown bear could only provide 0.1% of express. That means that 1000 brown bears must be killed for him to level up. The leveling speed dropped by half. At this rate, it will be difficult for ordinary class users to reach level 12 in just 1 week. Even if they leave the dungeon and head to the outskirts of Shihai City, there won't be enough time. Sure enough, it's difficult to enter the Shajing Academy. I wonder how sister has reached level 16 last year. Lin Moyu calculated in his heart. If he wants to enter the Shajing Academy, he needs to at least reach level 12. In order to reach level 12 within a week, one must reach level 8 in the novice dungeon within 3 days. After reaching level 8, one must go to the outskirts of Shihai City and hunt higher level monsters. Only in this way may one be able to reach level 12 within a week. Seen this way, Lin Mohan's record last year, level 16, was really very fast. Lin Moyu unleashed his skill and depleted his spirit force once again, adding 3 skeletal warriors. A total of 16 skeletal warriors hunted monsters without stop. For Lin Moyu, the time it takes to find monsters is much longer than the time it takes to kill them. Isn't it just killing over 1000 monsters? When divided by 16 skeletal warriors, it's not that much. In over an hour at most, he will be able to reach level 6. This is all thanks to the skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu continued to move forward. The skeletal warriors opened a path for him, picking out all the monsters hidden in the grass and killing them in a matter of seconds. After a while, the terrain in the dungeon finally changed. A forest appeared at the end of the grassland. Lin Moyu is aware that this is the end of the novice dungeon. The dungeon's level 8 monsters are hidden in the forest. It has been 6 hours and 42 minutes, less than 7 hours, since I entered the dungeon. I should be the only one who has reached the end of the dungeon at this time. At this time, 7 hours since the dungeon opened, most people should have only reached level 3. Even if it is Xia Shui, she should be at level 4 at most. She might not even have reached level 4 yet. Lin Moyu believes that his leveling speed is faster than that of anyone else. He headed toward the forest, curious about how strong level 8 monster, who haven't been weakened, are. He wants to see if his skeletal warriors can fight them. At the same time, he wants to prepare himself for tomorrow, when he'll go into the wilderness. The skeletal warriors opened a path in front and ran into the forest ahead of Lin Moyu. Along with clicking sounds, the skeletal warriors ran inside the forest and searched for monsters. There are no monsters. The skeletal warriors didn't find any monsters. Lin Moyu felt that this is strange, and then walked in himself. Just as he walked into the forest, a tree branch suddenly shot toward him. The branch landed on Lin Moyu lightning fast, as if a whip. Its speed was so fast that Lin Moyu had no time to react. Despite looking strong and heavy, the branch didn't cause Lin Moyu any damage. Lin Moyu didn't even feel anything, as if there were an invisible shield around him, protecting him. Passive skill, damage transfer. The damage he receives is automatically transferred to his summons. He won't receive any damage until all his summons are dead. It is truly a godly skill, not inferior to his godly talent. Chapter 11. I killed them all and then came out. 11. I killed them all and then came out. The tree branch belongs to a large tree of about 3 meters in height. Lin Moyu's fingertip shimmered, releasing the detection skill. Detection is a skill that everyone can perform, and it can be used to obtain some basic information. Bullwhip tree. Level 8. Introduction. is usually in dormant state, will attack nearby living creatures. Why weren't the skeletal warriors attacked when they ran past it? The skeletal warriors are not living creatures and thus don't have the breath of life. Therefore, they won't trigger the bullwhip tree to attack. As for Lin Moyu, the bullwhip tree attacked him. The bullwhip tree continued to launch attacks against Lin Moyu. Although it won't cause him any damage, but Lin Moyu is not a fool. There's no way he will just stand there and let himself be attacked. He quickly retreated by several dozens of meters, leaving the bullwhip tree's range. The bullwhip tree can't change locations. As such, after Lin Moyu retreated, it stopped its attacks. Its long branches kept flailing, as if it were on guard. That's quite ingenious. Lin Moyu realized that the dungeon's designer put a lot of thought into it. From significantly weakened low-level monsters to level 8 monsters with the same strength as monsters in the outside world. And the level 8 monsters that were selected are plant-type monsters that can launch surprise attacks yet cannot move. The bullwhip tree possesses a surprise attack property, allowing novice class users to experience the danger of the wilderness in advance. The bullwhip tree can't move and thus can't chase class users. If they are in danger, novice class users can calmly retreat and leave its range. And the range of the bullwhip tree is the same as that of some long-range classes. This also eliminates the possibility of long-range class users taking a shortcut. This design allows novices to engage in safe combat against true level 8 monsters. The entire novice dungeon exudes a protective and nurturing sense. It allows novices to adapt to actual combat and grow while minimizing casualties as much as possible. The skeletal warriors, accompanied by eerie clicking sounds, ran back. The 16 skeletal warriors positioned themselves around Lin Moyu as if guards. Lin Moyu willed, and a skeletal warrior rushed toward the bullwhip tree. When faced with a non-living creature like the skeletal warrior, the bullwhip tree didn't show any reaction. But when the skeletal warrior struck it with its blade, the bullwhip tree started a counterattack. Huge branches whipped the skeletal warrior, and the sounds of metal striking metal rose. The bullwhip tree's attack speed is very fast. It flailed its branches, striking the skeletal warrior 3 or 4 times per second. But the skeletal warrior's attributes are extremely high. With its physique having reached 550 points, its health and defense are very high. On the places where the skeletal warrior was hit, some small cracks opened, but then quickly closed. Oh, it wasn't killed in an instant. Lin Moyu was astonished. Monsters from level 1 to level 7 were all killed in a single blade strike. But when it comes to the level 8 monster, the situation has changed. The skeletal warrior failed to kill the target in an instant for the first time. So this is how strong monsters in the wilderness are. Let's see how many blade strikes you can withstand. 1, 2, 3. After the 4th blade strike, the bullwhip tree stopped all action. Killed level 8 bullwhip tree, EXP plus 160. According to the notification, the level 8 bullwhip tree gave much more express than the level 7 brown bears. Lin Moyu calculated and realized that killing level 7 monsters is more cost-effective. After all, 1 blade strike will provide 70 points of express. The level 8 bullwhip tree, on the other hand, requires 4 blade strikes, while only providing 160 points of express. It seems a lot, but in fact, solely in terms of blade strikes, it is less cost-effective. However, the time spent searching for monsters also has to be taken into account. If a lot of time is wasted on searching monsters, then hunting low-level monsters won't be worthwhile. In the forest in front of Lin Moyu, most trees are level 8 bullwhip trees. As long as he is a little careful, he can distinguish the bullwhip trees from ordinary trees. There is no need to waste time searching for monsters here. As many as hundreds can be seen with the naked eye. This greatly improves efficiency. This is basically a training ground specially set up for him. Lin Moyu couldn't help but feel agitated at this time. He willed, and the skeletal warriors immediately scattered and rushed into the forest. The blades in their hands struck bullwhip trees. 4 blade strikes equals a kill, pretty straightforward. His express once again soared. For others, after level 5, their leveling speed is significantly reduced. As for Lin Moyu, his leveling speed rather became faster. He previously thought it would take over an hour for him to level up. But after only 50 minutes, Lin Moyu reached level 6. Outside the dungeon, the sky gradually darkened. At this time, the clock struck 7 p.m. It has been a full 10 hours since the students entered the dungeon at 9 a.m. Lu Yun and the other principals, as well as Sha Donyang, still remained seated. They have been drinking tea the whole day, and when it was mealtime, they had food brought. The principals do this every year. On the first day the students enter the novice dungeon, they will guard outside the dungeon. Although accidents rarely occur, but there are no guarantees. Because this is real combat, injuries are inevitable. And there have also been cases where students died in the novice dungeon. Sha Donyang didn't leave either. Sha Shui is in the dungeon, and he, as her father, felt uneasy. He missed his daughter's class awakening ceremony. He doesn't want to miss her first dungeon raid, as well. All of a sudden, the dungeon's entrance emitted brilliant light. Everyone looked up at the dungeon's entrance at the same time. Someone is coming out. It's not time yet. Could it be an accident? The dungeon has 2 exits. One is located at the deepest part of the dungeon, and can be seen after going through the forest guarded by level 8 monsters. The other one is the entrance of the dungeon. Lin Moyu walked out of the light. Lu Yun hurriedly walked over. Moyu, how did you get out? Lin Moyu replied in a low voice, I killed them all and then came out. I killed them all and then came out. This statement made Lu Yun's brain short-circuit for a moment. Lin Moyu spoke very calmly, his face showing no emotion. In the next moment, Lu Yun saw Lin Moyu's level. Lin Moyu, Necromancer, level 7. Chapter 12. Breaking the record of the novice dungeon. 12. Breaking the record of the novice dungeon. Lu Yun felt numb, an incredulous look on his face. You reached level 7. The same was reflected in his voice. Lu Yun even suspected that he was seeing wrong. Out of shock, he couldn't react momentarily. This is something that has never happened before. The previous record was level 5. But now Lin Moyu emerged from the dungeon while having reached level 7. In just 10 hours, there are not enough monsters in the dungeon. Otherwise, I would be able to reach level 8. Teacher Lu, I would like to apply to go to the outskirts of Shihai City. With a matter-of-fact expression, Lin Moyu stated that he wants to apply to leave the city. No one expected that all the monsters in the dungeon would be killed one day. Every time you enter the dungeon, the monsters inside will reset. No one has ever been able to clear all the monsters in the dungeon within 12 hours. After all, this is a novice dungeon, and only novices enter it. Inexperienced novice class users with few skills and weak combat power. Not to mention that the level 8 monsters in the deepest part of the dungeon didn't have their strength lowered. They are no different from monsters in the wilderness. But Lin Moyu managed to achieve just that, and in less than 10 hours to boot. He completely smashed the norm and broke the record. After much deliberation, Lu Yun still couldn't figure things out. He was beyond shocked. Teacher Lu, seeing that Lu Yun didn't respond, Lin Moyu called again and waved his hand in front of him. After a while, Lu Yun finally regained his composure. Okay, I approve. I will give you a city leaving certificate. Take a break first. When all the students are out, I will take you guys back. Lin Moyu proved his strength through his actions and received a city leaving certificate. His plans can proceed smoothly. Lu Yun returned to the table. The other principals looked at him curiously. Old Lu, what happened just now? Why did that student come out early? Was there some accident? Right, he wasn't hurt, was he? Why did he come out all by himself? What of the other party members? After drinking 3 cups of tea and taking 2 deep breaths, Lu Yun finally spoke. He is Lin Moyu. He cleared the novice dungeon and killed all level 8 monsters. Hiss. The other principals gasped. Even Sha Donyang, who has a wealth of experience, revealed a shade of astonishment at this moment. They noticed that Lin Moyu has already reached level 7. Everything else aside, to go from level 1 to level 7 in 10 hours, that is an incredible leveling speed. Let alone, to be able to kill all level 8 monsters in the dungeon. This is enough to demonstrate how fearsome Lin Moyu's combat power is. This hidden class is really something else. Sha Donyang sighed. The only explanation for this feat is that Lin Moyu's class is very powerful. As things stand, the Necromancer class should have surpassed the currently known superior classes, should be comparable to legendary classes. I don't know how powerful legendary classes are. After all, we haven't witnessed any before. But we have seen superior classes, and they aren't as efficient. I just wonder if it will still be as powerful when it reaches higher levels. Indeed, take Sha Shui's elemental mage class as an example. In the early stages, there isn't much different from other mage-type classes. However, if it can obtain the passive skill elemental enhancement, it will be comparable to a legendary class. The principals are individuals with ample experience. Some classes are initially very powerful, but when they level up, they start to wane. Conversely, some classes are not very good in the early stages, but then become more and more powerful as they level up. There is also the question of skills and talents, thanks to which there can be huge differences between the same classes. Within the same class, there are hundreds of situations. It's not easy to make a definitive judgment. Lu Yun glanced at Lin Moyu, who was meditating not far away, with anticipation in his heart. At least for now, it seems that Lin Moyu's Necromancer class is very powerful. As for whether it will be the same in the future, this is none of our business. That's true. If he can be admitted into the Shajing Academy, then this will be their business. Sha Donyang said, Shui has always been competitive. I'm afraid she will suffer a blow this time. Lu Yun couldn't help but laugh, not only this time. You are often away, so you might not know. But the past few years, Sha Shui has been overwhelmed by Lin Moyu in terms of grades. She has been in second place 3 years in a row. Is that so? Sha Donyang smiled bitterly. Sha Shui never told him this. He understands his daughter's temperament. The more she is reluctant to speak, the greater the anger being suppressed in her heart is. Lin Moyu restored his spiritual force through meditation. At this point, the number of skeletal warriors has reached 24. His summon space, however, has expanded to accommodate 70 summons. The skeletal warriors can only fill 1/3 of the summon space. He will need a lot of time to fill the remaining slots. At this time, the clock struck 9 p.m. The 12-hour dungeon period was finally over, and the students who entered the dungeon were teleported out one by one. After 12 hours of continuous fighting, many students wore tired expressions. But even more wore excited expressions. The feeling of actual combat can't be conveyed through books. Many students are stained with blood, emanating a strong smell of blood. A fresh breeze blew by as a teacher released his skill to dispel the smell of blood. The teachers of each school quickly gathered their students and made a head count. And checked if anyone was injured and if treatment was needed. In the end, everyone was fine. Most students reached level 3, while some even reached level 4. Sha Shui was also excited. After fighting for a day, she has reached level 5, matching the record of the novice dungeon. I won't lose this time. The record is level 5. I have matched the record. Where has that guy gone? After she came out of the dungeon, Sha Shui didn't see Lin Moyu. She looked around with her beautiful eyes and found him meditating in the distance. When did he come out? Then her eyes widened. She was stunned as if she had been electrocuted, and her whole body felt numb. How is this possible? How did he reach level 7? Chapter 13. Shengxia Empire's Trading Office. 13 Shengxia Empire's Trading Office. Shui. Sha Donyang's voice made Sha Shui come back to her senses. Dad, why are you here? Sha Shui walked up to Sha Donyang and asked cutely. At this moment, Sha Shui doesn't look the least bit arrogant. Sha Donyang's eyes were filled with fondness. Let's go home. Sha Donyang drove here himself and thus doesn't need to go back via the school bus. Sha Shui followed Sha Donyang into the car, her eyes couldn't stop looking at Lin Moyu. She would really like to see through Lin Moyu, would really like to learn how this guy reached level 7. Sha Donyang noticed the look in his daughter's eyes. Are you competing with Lin Moyu? Sha Shui was dejected, as if a deflated ball. That's right. I lost again. That guy is a real scoundrel. Sha Donyang chuckled. Do you want me to step in and deal with? No. Before Sha Donyang could finish speaking, Sha Shui had refused decisively. This is my business, and I'll take care of it myself. I won't keep losing to that fool. Sha Shui snorted, intense fighting spirit burning in her eyes. Sha Donyang laughed even more happily. All right. I won't interfere. However, let me tell you this, Lin Moyu was out after 10 hours, and he killed all the level 8 monsters in the novice dungeon. Sha Shui was stunned once again. He killed all the level 8 monsters. In the dungeon, she just reached the area of level 7 monster and hasn't even seen level 8 monsters. For her to be able to fight level 7 monsters while at level 5, she thought that already to be very impressive. But who would have thought that Lin Moyu had killed all the level 8 monsters and came out 2 hours early? That is to say, if there were more level 8 monsters, this guy might have reached level 8 by now. Is there such a big gap between me and him? Even though Sha Shui didn't admit defeat. Nevertheless, she still felt a bit disheartened. Sha Donyang said, each class has its own unique traits. Some classes are powerful at the early stages, while others will only gain momentum at later stages. At this moment, victory or defeat doesn't matter. Compared to him, you have an advantage. Xia Shui understood the meaning behind Xia Dongyang's words. Her advantage lies in her family, which has ample funds and resources. Whether it is items, equipment, or skills, she doesn't lack anything. While people like Lin Moyu, who have no money or power, will have to struggle to obtain equipment, skills, and items. Anyway, I won't admit defeat. Even if you take the lead now, I will still surpass you in the future. Xia Shui was only despondent for 2 minutes before her fighting spirit reignited. Xia Dongyang was quite pleased. This is how his daughter should be. On the school bus, Gao Yang purposefully sat next to Lin Moyu. I'm already level 4. Pretty good, right? Hunting monsters together with a girl is really enjoyable. It's much more fun than hunting solo like you. Lin Moyu looked at this dunce, wondering if there are instances where the other party doesn't feel happy. Dang it, I didn't notice it before, but you're already level 7. How did you do it? Have you cleared all the monsters in the dungeon? I worked very hard to reach level 4. How did you get to level 7? Are you a celestial being? Gao Yang spoke loud enough for the entire bus to hear. At this point, everyone noticed that Lin Moyu has reached level 7. The majority is around level 3. While level 4 is already impressive. Lin Moyu, on the other hand, has reached level 7. The bus became lively at once. Although most students are still afraid of Lin Moyu and his skeletal warriors. However, to get close to the strong, this is enticing to many. Some wanted to talk to Lin Moyu and get along with him. But his taciturn demeanor, coupled with the terrifying presence of the skeletal warriors, made them hesitate. Quiet, Lu Yun shouted in a low voice, and the bus, which was getting noisy, quieted down at once. Gao Yang stroked his head. I was too excited. Boss, can you take me with you to level up? Lin Moyu said, if there is a chance. Gao Yang was overjoyed. Then it's settled. The next morning, Gao Yang couldn't find Lin Moyu at the school's gate. Teacher Lu, why didn't Lin Moyu come? Lu Yun replied, he went to the outskirts of Shihai City. Ah, Gao Yang realized that he had been fooled. No wonder Lin Moyu agreed so readily yesterday. He couldn't help but let out a cry, Lin Moyu, you deceived me. Just you wait, I'm not done with you. I will fight you. At this time, Lin Moyu has arrived at the south side of Shihai City by car. The tall city wall lying here separates the living area of the humans from the monster area. By leaving the city wall, one will enter the monster area, where the weakest monsters are level 10. Compared to the monsters in the novice dungeon, the monsters here are much stronger. At the same time, fighting monsters here will provide more express and net various materials. If one is lucky, some monsters may even drop equipment. These can be used by themselves or sold for money. On both sides of the street leading to the city gate, there are many shops. There are blacksmith shops, weapons stores, jewelry stores, armor stores, and so on. The most important one is the trade office of the Shengxia Empire. The trade office was officially established by the government of the Shengxia Empire, and has branches in cities across the empire. One can freely buy and sell equipment, materials, and other items in the trade office. One can either sell things directly to the trade office or place them in the trade office for sale. In addition to buying and selling equipment, one can receive missions in the trade office. This is the first time Lin Moyu has come to the trade office. In the trade office of the Shengxia Empire, there are over 100 stone pillars half the size of a person erected. On each stone pillar, there is a magic crystal embedded. All functions of the trade office can be accessed via the magic crystals. The trade office is known as the highest embodiment of alchemy. Lin Moyu found an empty spot and placed his hand on the magic crystal. Starting identity authentication. Authentication confirmed. Citizen of the Shengxia Empire, Lin Moyu. Permitted to use the Shengxia Empire's trade office. Contribution points, 0. Authority, level 1. Chapter 14. Inside and outside the city are two different worlds. 14. Inside and outside the city are two different worlds. The Shengxia Empire's trade office is only open to citizens of the Shengxia Empire. Although Lin Moyu has the right to access the trade office, but his authority is very low, only level 1. In order to obtain greater authority, one must raise their contribution points. But that's a thing for the future and has nothing to do with him for the time being. He glanced at the items sold in the trade office. Weapons, armor, jewelry, materials, there is everything one may need. But their price isn't cheap. Lin Moyu only has around 100 gold coins on him. He can't even afford the cheapest iron rank weapons, let alone the more expensive bronze and silver rank weapons. After memorizing the prices of some low-rank materials, Lin Moyu began to examine the missions. In the outskirts of Shihai City, monsters range from level 10 to level 20, classifying it as a low-level area. As such, the amount of missions there is here isn't large, with most involving the collection of materials. Collect green shoot grass, price 50 gold coins per unit unlimited. Collect black wolf fur, price 20 gold coins per unit unlimited. Collect beast bones, 30 gold coins per unit unlimited. Alchemists, concoctors, blacksmiths, and other livelihood class users all require a large amount of materials in order to train their skills. At the same time, they will process the materials into useful items and sell them, earning themselves a certain income. As they train their skills, livelihood class users can raise their level. In this way, a virtuous cycle is formed, providing livelihood class users with pretty good development prospects. This mission is a bit interesting. Raid the level 14 Shihai Mine dungeon and get the Goblin King's core. Note: only the Nightmare rank dungeon boss will drop the Goblin King's core. The reward for this mission is 100,000 gold coins. Judging by the reward, this mission is obviously difficult. The Shihai Mine is located south of Shihai City, more than 50 kilometers away. Lin Moyu doesn't intend to go there. When it comes to level 14 dungeons, the minimum requirement is level 10. His current level isn't high enough. The difficulty of dungeons can be divided into ordinary, nightmare, and hell. Lin Moyu isn't sure how hard nightmare rank difficulty is. According to the description in books, nightmare rank difficulty is at least several times harder than that of ordinary rank difficulty. Without a strong party, it is basically impossible to raid a dungeon with this degree of difficulty. As for hell rank difficulty, it isn't something that ordinary class users can attempt. After a while, Lin Moyu left the trade office and went to the city gate. Lin Moyu, level 7, Necromancer. A guard at the city gate took the city leaving certificate from Lin Moyu and confirmed his information. Although he was rather suspicious, how could a school give permission for a level 7 to leave the city? After all, the monsters outside the city start at level 10. A difference of 3 levels is very dangerous. However, the city leaving certificate is real. The guard quickly concluded the inspection. Your city leaving certificate has been activated. Unless there are special circumstances, you can freely enter and exit the cities of the Shengxia Empire. There are many monsters outside, so pay attention to your safety and be careful at all times. If you run into danger, you must hurry back. It doesn't matter if you lose face. After all, your life is what's most important. You must be particularly careful at night. Some monsters specifically choose to launch raids at night. The guard kindly instructed Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu bowed, "Thank you. I will be careful." After walking out of the city gate, a cold wind slammed into Lin Moyu. The sky suddenly darkened, and the air filled with an oppressive feeling. Inside and outside the city are like two worlds. This city wall isn't a simple wall. A city wall divides the world into two. Lin Moyu stepped forward and quickly disappeared into the wilderness. The air became increasingly oppressive, as if a bloodthirsty feeling drifted about. From time to time, beast roars rising afar could be heard. Occasionally, people fighting monsters could be seen. They all are basically above level 10. The city wall behind him is long gone, and his view is shrouded in a thin mist. Lin Moyu willed, and a skeletal warrior walked out of the summon space. At this time, there are a total of 28 skeletal warriors in the summon space. After having restored his spirit force through meditation last night, Lin Moyu summoned 4 more skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu looked at a monster 20 meters away. "Kill that monster." The skeletal warrior immediately ran away, accompanied by clicking sounds. At the same time, Lin Moyu activated detection. Goblin Patrol. Level 10, Strength 120, Agility 50, Spirit 50, Physique 120, Skills none. The level 10 Goblin Patrol has a ferocious appearance, a wolf-tooth club in its hands. This monster is primarily strength-oriented, with pitifully low agility and spirit. Its physique is quite good, and is a testament to its rough skin and thick flesh. But in front of the skeletal warrior, whose 4 attributes have reached 750 points, it pales in comparison. In this area, the monsters are mainly goblins. They occupy a very large area, which extends all the way to the Shihai mine 50 kilometers away. The skeletal warrior reached the goblin in the blink of an eye. The goblin noticed the skeletal warrior and launched an attack, and its wolf-tooth club whistled through the air. The skeletal warrior didn't dodge, but let the wolf-tooth club smash into it with a loud bang. The goblin patrol is quite strong, to the point that even the skeletal warrior couldn't help swaying. But that's all there is to it. The skeletal warrior raised its shabby blade and slashed down. Chapter 15, Rampage. 15 Rampage. The wounded goblin patrol yelled and swung its wolf-tooth club even harder. Wolf-tooth club and blade shot through the air as the goblin patrol and the skeletal warrior exchanged blows. When the wolf-tooth club struck the skeletal warrior, apart from causing the skeleton to shake a bit, it was unable to cause any substantial damage. But when the blade of the skeletal warrior struck the goblin patrol, it dealt substantial damage. 5 blade strikes later, the goblin patrol let out a scream and collapsed into a pool of blood. Killed level 10 goblin patrol, EXP plus 300. Obtained goblin bone. A bone appeared in Lin Moyu's storage space. After a person awakens a class, they will receive a storage space. The storage space will expand as the class user's level rises. It can store items, materials, equipment, and food, making it very convenient. Lin Moyu tried to put a skeletal warrior into the storage space, but it turned out to be impossible. After killing a goblin patrol, Lin Moyu learned how powerful level 10 monsters are. In general, there is not much difference between monsters of the same level. Lin Moyu willed, releasing all 28 skeletal warriors. Much like in the novice dungeon, the skeletal warriors quickly dispersed and began to search for enemies. The density of monsters in the wilderness is far greater than in the novice dungeon. Lin Moyu's express started to increase rapidly again, faster than it did in the novice dungeon. Killed level 10 goblin patrol, EXP plus 300. Obtained goblin bone. Killed level 10 grim grey wolf, EXP plus 280. Obtained wolf fur. Notifications rose like a barrage of bullets, overwhelming Lin Moyu a little. At this speed, he will be able to reach level 8 in less than an hour. I did well in coming here. Lin Moyu clenched his fists, and his heart stirred a little. At this speed, reaching level 15 before the great examination should not be a problem. As for going beyond that, it's hard to say. That will depend on how the express rate will change after level 10. As the skeletal warriors scattered and advanced forward, they attracted the attention of some class users. When they first saw the skeletal warriors, they thought the skeletons were monsters. However, after using detection, they discovered that the skeletons are summons. However, these summons are really strong, killing level 10 monsters as if chopping vegetables. Someone tried to look for the master of the summons via a skeletal warrior. Fortunately, the skeletal warrior was located far away. Lin Moyu remotely retrieved the skeletal warrior, making it impossible for the opponent to find him. Lin Moyu changed directions and entered the woods. In the woods, the terrain is complex, visibility is limited, and monsters often launch surprise attacks, making it more dangerous. Therefore, most people don't like to venture into the woods. The skeletal warriors scattered and cruised through the forest, the complex terrain having no impact on them. A topographic map gradually formed in Lin Moyu's mind, with every plant and tree clearly depicted. An hour later, the leveling light appeared on Lin Moyu. He reached level 8. The skeletal warriors hunted monsters without stop, bringing Lin Moyu a steady stream of express and materials. No one has ever been able to level up as easily as him. Mages will deplete their spirit force. Knights will be exhausted after prolonged combat. No matter the class, it will require rest. But not the skeletal warriors. As long as they are alive, as long as they are intact, they can operate perpetually. There are no monsters. Lin Moyu looked at the empty woods. In just over an hour, the monsters here have been cleared. Lin Moyu had no choice but to leave the woods and head deeper into the wilderness. He was getting further and further away from Shihai City. As he proceeded forward, monsters were no longer limited to level 10. Level 11, level 12, and even level 13 monsters began to appear. But they were easily hunted nonetheless. The skeletal warriors had to strike with their blades a few more times at most. With their tyrannical physique, the skeletal warriors ignored the attacks of the monsters and hacked them to death. It was that simple. A level 8 character together with a group of skeletal warriors possessing superior attributes, in Lin Moyu's wake, no monster could survive. By the afternoon, Lin Moyu's express reached level 9, 99.0%, only a step away from level 10. At this point, the number of skeletons under his control has reached 40, who rampaged in the area like a frightening army. One can learn a new skill at level 10. It's a shame, but I don't have any skill scrolls. It seems that I can only use my talent and skills for the time being. Fortunately, my talent and skills are powerful enough. Even without gaining new skills, it won't affect my leveling. Class users can learn a new skill every 10 levels. There are 3 ways one can learn a skill. First, they can be taught by a teacher. Second, they can learn through a skill book. Third, they can learn through a skill scroll. When it comes to hidden classes like Lin Moyu's, there are basically no teachers to teach. Moreover, his is a unique class. There are no skill books for him to learn from, either. As such, his only option is to use skill scrolls. Skill scrolls can be purchased in the trade office. For elementary skill scrolls, which are used by class users below level 20, they are priced at 100,000 gold coins per scroll. It's very expensive. By using a skill scroll, one can randomly acquire a skill related to their class. However, there is a fairly troublesome issue that can crop up. Skills learned from skill scrolls are random, and there is a possibility that one will learn a skill they have already learned. If such a mishap occurs, the 100,000 gold coins will be wasted. Furthermore, there are also intermediate and advanced skill scrolls, whose price is astronomical. In summation, if Lin Moyu wants to learn a new skill related to his class, he can only choose this way. As Lin Moyu pondered, the leveling light shone once more. He finally reached level 10. Chapter 16. Skill Upgrade, Bronze Skeletal Warriors, Outrageous Enhancement. 16 Skill Upgrade, Bronze Skeletal Warriors, Outrageous Enhancement. Name, Lin Moyu. Class, Necromancer Unique. Level, 10, 0.00%. Strength, 100. Agility, 100. Spirit, 300. Physique, 100. Equipment, none. Summon Space, 4100ths, Skeletal Warriors 40. Talents, Comprehensive Amplification Level 2, Unique. Passive Skills, Damage Transfer. Active Skills, Soul Blaze Level 10, Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 10. Comprehensive Amplification Level 2 enhances the effects of all skills by 20 times. Damage Transfer, all damage taken by the host will be borne by the summons. Soul Blaze Level 10 deals damage to target's soul, its power depends on your spirit force and the skill's level. Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 10 summons a Bronze Skeletal Warrior. Lin Moyu looked at his upgraded attributes. His strength, agility, and physique didn't change much. Every time he levels up, they increase by 10 points. Spirit Force, on the other hand, reached 300 points, which constitute an increase of 120 points. It is said that after level 10, there will be a great increase in the attributes. Since my class is classified as a mage class, the greatest change lies in my spirit force. Next, he looked at his skills and became ecstatic. His talent has become more powerful, the amplification rose from 10 to 20 times. Even if everything else were to remain the same, the combat power of his skeletal warriors would still increase by many times. Moreover, the rank of the skeletal warriors has also changed, changing from iron skeletal warriors to bronze skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu impatiently summoned a skeletal warrior. Unlike iron skeletal warriors, which are gray, the bronze skeletal warrior is pale blue. The cracks on its body are almost completely gone, and even the blade in its hand has a slight luster. At least it doesn't look like it was picked up from a garbage dump. Bronze Skeletal Warrior. Strength, 3000. Agility, 3000. Spirit, 3000. Physique, 3000. Skills. Berserk Strike Level 1. Berserk Strike Level 1 deals 200% of the skill user's strength as damage, cooldown period of 10 minutes. The 4 attributes are still balanced, the basic attributes having reached 150 points. After the 20-fold comprehensive amplification, the attributes have reached an astonishing amount of 3000 points. Based on the information currently available to him, Lin Moyu can no longer estimate which level of combatant the bronze skeletal warrior is comparable to. But with these attributes, Lin Moyu can travel freely in this area. In addition, a skill has been added, giving the skeletal warriors an instant eruption ability. Is this what they call, when you have the skill, you can eat your fill? Lin Moyu thought of a saying from his previous life. There's no need for complex and showy skills. Just one or two practical and powerful skills are sufficient to sweep everything. In his current situation, he can't unleash magnificent magic nor perform dazzling combat skills. By relying on his current skills alone, he believes that combatants below level 20 are no match for him. For others, it is impossible to defeat level 20 combatants with level 10. But it is not difficult for them. With the attributes of the skeletal warriors, coupled with his passive skill, even if he stands still in front of a level 20 combatant, it will take a long time to kill him. Lin Moyu was going to summon bronze skeletal warriors when a whistling sound rose, followed by an arrow flying past in front of his eyes. Whoosh! A series of arrows flew past in front of his eyes. One of the arrows hit him. An invisible membrane appeared and blocked the arrow. His passive skill activated automatically, and all damage was transferred to the skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu received no damage. Under attack, Lin Moyu received a warning. At the same time, the eyes of the skeletal warrior shone red. It entered a state of alert. A person in black emerged in the woods, running at a very fast speed. Her agility attribute must be quite high. Lin Moyu believes her to be an assassin-type class user. When she saw Lin Moyu, she quickly turned and ran toward another direction. She disappeared in the blink of an eye. 2 seconds after the person in black left, 2 people chasing after her appeared. Judging by their attire and adornments, Lin Moyu roughly guessed their classes. An archer and a mage. Needless to say, the arrows were shot by the archer. If it weren't for the passive skill damage transfer, Lin Moyu would definitely have been injured. The two didn't pay attention to Lin Moyu and quickly continued with their pursuit. Lin Moyu's eyes flickered. They ran in the wrong direction. The person in black changed directions here. Since the other 2 people ran in the wrong direction, they are bound to return empty-handed. Sure enough, after just a few seconds, the 2 returned. The mage began to use his skill. Lin Moyu felt wind surge in the surroundings. A few seconds later, the mage sighed and said, "That lass is very cunning. She has already escaped." The archer said, "It's fine. There's only so far she can run. We'll catch her eventually." Then he looked at Lin Moyu and asked, "Kid, have you seen a person in black just now?" Lin Moyu didn't answer and instead said in a low voice, "Your arrow hit me. Apologize." The archer looked at the arrows on the ground and understood immediately, "I'm sorry." Lin Moyu waved his hand, "Don't do it again." The archer felt as if Lin Moyu was looking down at him from above. The mage's expression was gloomy, clearly unhappy with the fact that the other party escaped. He turned and looked at the skeletal warrior next to Lin Moyu. Undead summon. There was a hint of disgust in his eyes, and he slowly raised the stave in his hand. The eyes of the skeletal warrior shone red. It has assumed a combat stance. The archer suddenly grabbed the mage by the arm and whispered, "Don't cause trouble." The mage's eyes turned in thought. But in the end, he lowered his stave and said, "I know." As he watched the 2 retreat, Lin Moyu said faintly, "Consider yourselves lucky." Although he didn't use detection. But judging from the power of the arrow, which wasn't too great. The level of the 2 people isn't high, around level 20 at most. If the other party attacked, Lin Moyu feels like he might have killed them. He is no saint. If someone bullies him, he will pay them back 100-fold. When the mage raised his stave, Lin Moyu returned all the skeletal warriors back into the summon space. They could swarm the other party at a moment's notice. If they had attacked, the other party would surely be hacked into numerous pieces. Chapter 17, Cloaking Badge. 17 Cloaking Badge. Killed level 10 Goblin Patrol, EXP plus 300. Killed level 11 Goblin Soldier, EXP plus 350. Obtained Goblin Bone. ... Notifications rushed in like a flood, and Express rose rapidly. The 44 bronze skeletal warriors hunted monsters in the woods. As his skills were upgraded, Lin Moyu once again enjoyed the pleasure of instant killing. The bronze skeletal warriors killed level 10 and level 11 goblin-type monsters with one blade strike. Efficiency has improved again. Starting from level 10, the express requirement has increased once more, by nearly 3 times. Leveling was becoming slower and slower. When calculated based on this, at least 5,000 goblin-type monsters have to be hunted for Lin Moyu to level up. The skeletal warriors, who don't know the concept of tired, killed all the monsters in their way in an instant. But it was still a bit slow. When night fell, Lin Moyu still lacked 30% of express before he could reach level 11. Lin Moyu lit a bonfire in the woods, then ate the food he brought from home. He doesn't intend to go back. His time is limited, so he can't waste it on traveling back and forth. At the current speed, I should be able to reach level 13 tomorrow, and perhaps even reach level 15 the day after tomorrow. After level 15, the leveling speed will be further decreased. And I have to put aside one day to hurry back. I can reach level 16 at most. How did Sister level up so fast back then? Although Sister is a legendary class user, sword dancer, but she shouldn't be able to surpass me in terms of leveling speed. I must be overlooking something. Lin Moyu sifted through his memories. He thought about the knowledge he learned in school, and then linked it with Lin Mohan's trajectory at that time. All of a sudden, he had a realization. Shihai Mine Dungeon. Has Sister partied up with someone and gone to the dungeon? And it should have been nightmare rank difficulty at the very least. Nightmare rank dungeons are replete with enhanced elite monsters. They must provide a lot of express. This is why Sister came back injured at that time. Besides, she has been treated by someone. That's right, that must be it. Lin Moyu clenched his fists, feeling that his guess should be correct. Let's take a look tomorrow. He made up his mind. The night grew heavier. All the monsters within a radius of 500 meters have been cleared. The skeletal warriors hid in the darkness. Lin Moyu, on the other hand, began to meditate. With the protection of the 44 skeletal warriors, coupled with the passive skill, there is no need to worry about safety. The forest at night isn't completely quiet, with wolf howls rising intermittently in the distance. There are also rustling sounds from leaves blown by the wind, which is somewhat eerie and scary. The temperature in the area where Lin Moyu is located is lower than in other places. The presence of the skeletal warriors turned the night wind into a chilly wind. At midnight, a skeletal warrior suddenly issued a warning. Lin Moyu roused from meditation. The skeletal warrior noticed someone approaching his position. Is it a class user who came here to level up? Not many people would venture into the woods in the middle of the night. Are they lost? Lin Moyu did not budge. However, he did become alert. In the wilderness, everything should be taken seriously. A bonfire is an excellent beacon at night. Soon, someone appeared in Lin Moyu's line of sight. It's her. Lin Moyu met her in the afternoon. She is the person in black who was running away. Excuse me, do you have anything to eat? The voice of the person in black is quite pleasant to the ear. A pair of big eyes shone brightly in the firelight. Lin Moyu took out a sweet potato and handed it to her. He only prepared sweet potatoes and some water. The person in black didn't turn her nose up. After taking off her mask, she devoured the sweet potato. It seems like she was really hungry. Behind the mask is a delicate and exquisite face. She appears to be only 18 or 19 years old and exudes a youthful aura. Lin Moyu didn't use detection. Using detection on strangers is impolite and may even attract hostility. Before she could finish, the person in black coughed violently. She choked on the sweet potato while talking to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu took out a bottle of water and handed it to her. The person in black drank a few mouthfuls before finally calming down. Thank you. She finally spoke clearly. Lin Moyu just nodded, expressing that there is no need for thanks. The person in black ate one sweet potato after another. And Lin Moyu didn't ask any questions. Consequently, a strange silence permeated the air. She didn't eat fast. In fact, her eating was quite refined. As she ate, her beautiful eyes occasionally looked in Lin Moyu's direction and shimmered faintly, her thoughts inscrutable. After she finished eating, the person in black finally opened her mouth and said, "What's your name?" Seeing that Lin Moyu didn't answer, she carried on, "You don't talk much. Let's use detection on one another, is that okay?" Lin Moyu thought for a moment, then nodded in agreement. A fingertip of the two shimmered simultaneously as they used detection on one another. Lin Moyu was stunned. His detection failed. He didn't receive any information. The person in black suddenly laughed, a crafty and victorious look on her face, hee hee. It failed, right? So your name is Lin Moyu, level 10. And your class is Necromancer. I've never heard of this class before. How strange. In the afternoon, I saw a skeleton next to you. That was your summon. Undead summon, that's rare. The words she spoke suddenly increased, forming one sentence after another. Why aren't you saying anything? Are you perhaps a mute? But it doesn't appear to be the case. Lin Moyu looked at her and asked faintly, why? As if she witnessed a new world, her small face surged with surprise. So you really can talk? Why? Lin Moyu looked at her and asked again. She still smiled. Why did the detection fail? It was because of this. She took out an item that looks like a badge. This is called cloaking badge. So long as you wear it, and the opponent's hasn't surpassed you by at least 10 levels, detection will fail. She put away the cloaking badge. Now try using detection on me again. Lin Moyu nodded and launched detection. This time it was successful. Ning Yi, level 19, Shadow Assassin. A cool wind rushed over. Ning Yi's smile disappeared in an instant, and Lin Moyu looked to one side. Chapter 18. Skeletal warriors can also serve as meat shields. 18 skeletal warriors can also serve as meat shields. Lin Moyu discovered the visitors through the skeletal warriors. In addition to the archer and mage he saw today, there is also a knight carrying a sword and shield. The three people surrounded them from different directions. Ning Yi furrowed her eyebrows, and her delicate face twisted. They won't give it a rest. It's just an intermediate skill scroll. They have been chasing me for a few days now, and they still haven't given up. Ning Yi stomped her foot and said to Lin Moyu, I'm leaving. If I have a chance later, I'll look for you. Whoosh! An arrow ejected out from the darkness. Ning Yi reacted quickly and dodged to the side in an instant. The arrow exploded with a bang and turned into two streams of light that fell on Lin Moyu and Ning Yi respectively. A huge mark suddenly appeared above the heads of Lin Moyu and Ning Yi respectively, shining brightly in the darkness, as if bright beacons. Shit, it was a marking arrow. Ning Yi's small face turned pale. She realized that things have become troublesome. Lin Moyu called to mind the description of marking arrow. This is a skill with which archers can mark targets and make them conspicuous, making it impossible to enter stealth mode. Marking arrow is very effective against assassin-type classes, as it can restrict stealth-type skills. Furthermore, when raiding dungeons, it can also be used to deal with some stealth-type monsters. When marked by an archer, stealth-type skills will be restricted, making it difficult to escape. You won't be able to escape this time. Along with a sneer, the mage Lin Moyu saw today walked out into the open. On another side, the archer is standing on a tree. In another direction, the knight has also arrived. The mage gripped his stave and swept Lin Moyu and Ning Yi with a cold gaze. I knew you were together. A filthy, rat-like assassin, matched with a wicked undead-type summoner, what a great pair. A faint light flashed past Ning Yi's hand, and a dagger with a green sheen appeared in her hand. He has nothing to do with this. I'll give you the skill scroll, so let's go our separate ways. The archer on the tree chuckled. If it were a day ago, then that would have been fine. But now we think it's safer to kill you. The mage followed up, the dead tell no tales. In this way, no one will learn that we have an intermediate skill scroll, which will save us a lot of trouble. Ning Yi said in a low voice, I will tie them down. You run on your own. Lin Moyu looked at her. What about you? I am a shadow assassin, and the night is my home field. I have my ways to get away. Lin Moyu is aware that Ning Yi is just talking big. If that really were the case, Ning Yi wouldn't have been on the run till this day. The opponent is clearly stronger. As a shadow assassin, she might have been able to escape before. But now that she has been hit by the archer's marking arrow, her stealth-type skills have become ineffective, making it hard for her to escape. The archer said in a deep voice, long delays can lead to complications. We shouldn't waste time. Let's do it. The mage raised his stave. Not only will you die today, but this guy will die, as well. The stave burst out with brilliant light, and a huge ball of light rose into the air, illuminating the surroundings as if a sun. Skill. Lighting. A mage's lighting can not only be used to give light, but also to dispel darkness, increasing their accuracy. The most crucial thing is that lighting can also restrain stealth-type skills of assassins. This puts Ning Yi in an even tighter spot. I will have to go all out. Ning Yi's hand flashed with light, and a blue dagger appeared in her hand. Her whole body tensed up. Her big eyes narrowed slightly, and her gaze became sharp. She began to search for opportunities. The archer standing on the tree had already drawn his bow, ready to shoot at any moment. The knight equipped his sword and shield and assumed the charge skill posture. The mage's stave shone. Surrounded by the three, Ning Yi had no escape routes left. At this moment, Lin Moyu raised his fingers, and a skeletal warrior appeared in front of her. Tisk. It's no use. The mage revealed a shade of disdain and strong aversion. Great fireball. The mage let out a shout, and a huge fireball with a diameter of 1 meter appeared out of nowhere and shot toward Lin Moyu's group of 2. Great fireball is a skill that a mage can only master after level 20, and it possesses tremendous power. If one is hit by it, they will either die or suffer injury. Dodge. The color of Ning Yi's face changed, and she promptly pulled Lin Moyu by the arm and fell back. When he unleashed Great Fireball, the mage instantly unleashed his spirit force to bind the opponent. While she was falling back with Lin Moyu, Ning Yi suddenly felt a weight on her body, and her speed dropped. An invisible spirit force string extended from the stave and wound around her feet. At the same time as Ning Yi was bound by spirit force, the archer also started. The bowstring vibrated with a buzz, and an arrow ejected out. The arrow turned into 3 halfway. Skill, triple shot. One of the techniques of archers is to fire 3 arrows at one time. At this moment, the knight launched charge and dashed toward the 2 with astonishing speed. It's over. Ning Yi's face turned pale. She suddenly pushed Lin Moyu away, pushing him out of the attack's range. At this moment, 2 skeletal warriors appeared on Ning Yi's left and right respectively. The 3 skeletal warriors were like 3 shields, firmly protecting Ning Yi. The mage's great fireball landed on a skeletal warrior and exploded with a loud bang, and firelight surged. The archer's triple shot landed on another skeletal warrior, issuing metallic impact sounds. At this moment, the knight collided with the last skeletal warrior. The skeletal warrior didn't budge. The knight, on the other hand, was flung away. The first skeletal warrior slowly emerged from the firelight, emanating pale blue radiance from all over its body. It seems perfectly fine. How is this possible? The mage couldn't believe his eyes. He had used detection earlier and checked that Lin Moyu is only a level 10 necromancer. Since the level of the summon can't exceed that of the summoner himself, the skeleton must only be level 10. But despite being level 21, the mage unexpectedly wasn't able to kill the opponent in an instant. The archer and knight were also stunned. What sort of summons are these? How come they are so strong? Click, click. Accompanied by eerie sounds, skeletal warriors emerged in the surroundings. A total of 44 skeletal warriors surrounded the group of 3. Chapter 19. First time killing people, a clean job. 19 First time killing people, a clean job. Not only the 3 people were stunned, but Ning Yi was also stunned. Her eyes widened, and she opened her small mouth, unable to believe her eyes. That appearance looks quite cute. She finally witnessed the power of Lin Moyu's skeletal warriors. They are just level 10 skeletal warriors. Furthermore, they are covered in cracks, and their weapons look shabby. They look like they can't withstand a single blow. So how can they be so powerful? The mage's level 20 skill surprisingly wasn't able to damage the skeletal warrior. The archer's triple shot and the knight's charge couldn't damage the skeletal warriors either. Are these really level 10 summons? They are excessively strong. And their numbers. Firelights rose in the darkness, as skeletal warriors appeared without warning and surrounded the group of 3. Without saying a word, Lin Moyu walked back to Ning Yi's side, a shade of murderous intent in his eyes. Kill, Lin Moyu willed, and the skeletal warriors started at once. The color of the mage's face changed greatly. His stave vibrated, and an energy shield appeared around him. Shield. This is a signature skill of the mage class. The higher the level and the level of the skill, the stronger the mage's shield will be. It is said that high-level mages can survive forbidden spells unscathed thanks to shield. Mages have a low agility attribute, which translates into relatively slow movement speed. They can't compare to a nimble class such as archer in terms of movement speed. And now he is surrounded by skeletal warriors, with no room to dodge. A skeletal warrior brandished its blade, and the shield suddenly twisted violently. The color of the mage's face changed greatly. In just one blade strike, his shield was almost broken. What are the attributes of these skeletons? Their attack power is dreadful. There was no time for him to think much, as the blade of a second skeletal warrior fell. The shield shattered in response and turned into thousands of specks of light that dissipated. Fire Ring of Repulsion. The mage once again cast a skill, and a huge ring of fire erupted, pushing the nearby skeletons more than a dozen meters away. He had no time to rejoice. 2 skeletons jumped at him, covering him in their shadows. He wasn't given the opportunity to use another skill. Along with the flash of a blade, the mage's head soared into the sky. In just about 2 seconds, the mage turned into a corpse. At this time, the archer was being pursued by skeletal warriors, cutting a sorry figure. When he saw the mage die, his eyes filled with horror. He is much more nimble than the mage. But compared to the skeletal warriors, whose agility has reached 3,000 points, he is far from being a match. He continuously used evasive skills, trying to break away from the pursuit of the skeletal warriors. Unfortunately, all his efforts were ultimately in vain. As the skeletal warriors closed in, the maneuver space available to him became smaller and smaller. Compared to the mage, who died, and the archer, who was about to die, the knight's situation is much better. The knight emitted light, as if a light bulb. He repeatedly launched the skill charge and ran toward the distance. This light is sturdier than even the mage's shield, firmly protecting him. Even though the skeletal warrior hacked with their blades, they were unable to harm him. This is extreme defense. Didn't expect this knight to master this skill. Lin Moyu recalled information about this skill. This is one of the core skills of the knight class. When it is activated, for a short period of time, the class user's defense will become extremely formidable. It is unknown how powerful it is. People tried to test it before. A level 20 knight who unleashed extreme defense can withstand attacks from a level 40 mage, although only for a moment. But this already shows how strong the extreme defense skill is. A knight who has mastered extreme defense and a knight who hasn't, it's as if they are of two different classes. However, extreme defense is not an easy skill to learn. Without a corresponding skill book, one can only use skill scrolls to try learning it. But due to the randomness of skill scrolls, the possibility of learning it is very low. The knight employing extreme defense fled like crazy. A scream transmitted from behind. He realized that the archer has died, as well. The mage and archer died one after another, scaring him out of his mind. How come these skeletal warriors are so terrifying? If he had known things would end up like this, he wouldn't have come. Losing his life for an intermediate skill scroll isn't worth it. Use your skill. Block him. Don't let him escape. Lin Moyu issued orders. He can't let the knight run away. Since he has started, he should do a clean job. The blades of skeletal warriors emitted red light. Berserk Strike. Deals 200% of the skill user's strength as damage. The skeletal warriors, whose strength has reached 3,000 points, can deal double the damage after using this skill. They can even use skills. The knight felt his heart jump into his throat. The skeletal warriors were already terrifying enough. Unexpectedly, they still can use skills. This is just outrageous. Along with a flash of red light, a blade strike landed on the knight. The white light around the knight suddenly dimmed a lot. A second and a third strikes followed. The duration of extreme defense is 1 minute, and that is under the condition that the skill isn't subjected to attacks. The more intense the attacks that extreme defense has to bear, the shorter its duration will be. Skeletal warriors went all out and launched their skill, and the duration of extreme defense rapidly decreased. More skeletal warriors surrounded the knight, cutting off his path of retreat. The situation was hopeless. After a dozen or so seconds, the knight was hacked to pieces by the skeletal warriors. If you start something, finish it. This is something Lin Mohan told Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu followed her instructions. They're all dead. Ning Yi hasn't reacted until now. From start to finish, the battle lasted only about 20 seconds. The 3 people were killed already. The responsible party, however, didn't even move, but just stood there. Lin Moyu nodded. Ning Yi is right, they are indeed dead. The skeletal warriors ran back, carrying quite a few things. After a class user dies, the things in their storage space will drop. The skeletal warriors picked them up and brought them back. Bronze Carmen's Stave, Spirit plus 2-0, increases the power of mage-type skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Bronze Carmen's Bow, Agility plus 2-0, increases the power of archer-type skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Bronze Carmen's Sword, Strength plus 1-0, Physique plus 1-0, increases the power of offensive skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Bronze Carmen's Shield, Physique plus 2-0, increases the power of defensive skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Chapter 20. New Skill, Corpse Explosion. 20 New Skill, Corpse Explosion. 4 pieces of equipment were neatly placed in front of him. The bronze rank equipment glowed with pale blue lusted, which is not too dissimilar from the luster of the skeletal warriors. Ning Yi said, "These are equipment from Carmen Beastman Army Dungeon." Lin Moyu was slightly doubtful. He hasn't heard of this dungeon before. Seeing that Lin Moyu is doubtful, Ning Yi proceeded with an explanation. Carmen Beastman Army Dungeon is a level 20 dungeon located outside Shanghai City. The three have often gone into that dungeon. Lin Moyu nodded. The 4 bronze rank equipment are of no use to him, but they can be sold for some money. He collected the 4 bronze rank equipment, and Ning Yi didn't express any objections. There were also some materials, such as wolf fur, beast bones, and green shoot grass. But there wasn't a lot of it. Lin Moyu collected them without hesitation. No matter how insignificant they are, they can still be sold. After collecting the equipment and materials, there was only one thing left. Elementary Skill Scroll. Introduction. Can be used to acquire a skill below level 20, it is possible to acquire an already learned skill. It's surprisingly an elementary skill scroll. This scroll is very valuable, worth 100,000 gold coins. Lin Moyu gripped the scroll and contemplated whether to use it himself or sell it. Ning Yi asked, "You haven't used an elementary skill scroll before, have you?" Lin Moyu nodded. Indeed, he hasn't. Then you can use it now. Although there is a chance of acquiring an already mastered skill, but it is worth the try. No way. You're not thinking of selling it, are you? Are you that short of money? This is an elementary skill scroll, not an advanced skill scroll. It's not worth that much. According to Ning Yi, 100,000 gold coins doesn't seem like much money. Clearly, her family background is extraordinary. Lin Moyu held the skill scroll. How do I use it? Ning Yi chuckled. It's simple. You hold the scroll and say, "Use scroll." Lin Moyu complied, not suspecting anything. Use scroll. The scroll had no reaction. Ning Yi said, "Oh, that wasn't right, that wasn't loud enough. You need to say it loudly." Lin Moyu looked at her, but didn't try again. Although he hasn't used a scroll before, but he isn't stupid. He doesn't believe her claim. Then Lin Moyu guessed the usage method and infused spirit force into the skill scroll. Ning Yi looked at Lin Moyu with a hopeful expression, waiting for him to shout the words "use scroll." Lin Moyu, however, didn't shout. Suddenly, the skill scroll erupted with brilliant light that enveloped Lin Moyu. Ning Yi let out an "ah" sound, a look of disappointment on her face. You found out. She wanted to tease Lin Moyu. But in the end, Lin Moyu found the correct usage method himself. What a disappointment. The skill scroll transformed into a mass of light that shrouded Lin Moyu. Acquired skill, Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion, Level 1. Detonate a corpse and deal 10% of the corpse's health as damage to enemies within a radius of 1 meter. Lin Moyu acquired a new skill. The scroll was not wasted. Corpse Explosion is currently Level 1. In other words, it is a skill that can only be mastered at Level 10. Looking at the skill's introduction, at first sight, it doesn't seem remarkable. Its range is only 1 meter. In the grand scheme of things, it is too small. And its power stems from the corpse's health. Lin Moyu understands the concept of health is related to corpses. In the eyes of a necromancer, a corpse also has health. Its health stems from the flesh, the bones, and even the soul. Despite being dead, the health of a corpse will be no less than when it was alive. For some powerhouses, their corpse will not rot for thousands of years, and will constantly emit tremendous energy. But Lin Moyu gleaned different information from this. This is an AoE 1 offensive skill. If he is faced with thousands of enemies, he can't rely on skeletal warriors to chop them all up. That would be too slow. At that point, so long as an enemy is killed, he can detonate the corpse, killing or injuring the enemies within the skill's range. With enemies dying in the explosion, more corpses will be formed. He can continue to detonate the corpses again and again. As long as spirit force isn't depleted, the skill won't be stopped. Plus, with his talent, is the range of 1 meter an issue. It has now reached 20 meters, and its lethality has reached 200%. Another godly skill. As long as this talent is present, practically all his skills will be godly skills. The scroll's light dissipated. Ning Yi blinked her big eyes, an expectant look on her face. How is it? Have you learned a new skill? I have. Lin Moyu did not rebuke Ning Yi for teasing him. Ning Yi is just playful and mischievous, while he himself is not a petty character. Ning Yi smiled happily. Your voice is pleasant. Why don't you like to talk? It's really a pity. Lin Moyu looked at her. This woman seems different from the girls in his school. She is very lively and playful. Your voice is also pleasant. In a rare fashion, Lin Moyu complimented another person. It is not that he isn't willing to speak, he just isn't willing to talk nonsense. When he was with his sister Lin Mohan and his grandmother, he talked a lot. Ning Yi chuckled, looking very happy. Thank you for the compliment. I also know my voice is pleasant. Seeing as you saved and praised me, I'll give this to you. As she spoke, Ning Yi took out a box and stuffed it into Lin Moyu's hands. Intermediate Skill Scroll. Introduction. Can be used to acquire a skill between level 40 and level 70, it is possible to acquire an already learned skill. In the trade office, the intermediate skill scroll costs 10 million gold coins, which is 100 times higher than the price of the elementary skill scroll. It is very expensive and precious. At least for the current Lin Moyu, its price is sky high. Ning Yi mentioned before that the people who were pursuing her were after this scroll. How could she just give it away? 1 always stands for area of effect.